The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Footsteps down the hall, fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, king of peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light. Chopping up Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast to feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Chats on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, king of peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light.
What is up, my beautiful people? It is good to see you guys jumping in the chat room tonight. All my late night heads, usually I don't stream on Saturday nights, but tonight I figured I'd come up here, hang out with you guys a little bit, chop it up on some true crime. So you know the routine already. Leave your DNA all over that like button. Feel free to share my face anywhere. And if you're brand new, sub up the channel and ring the bell for notifications. Okay, listen, I wanted to break some stuff down before we get into the true crime stuff. There's going to be some changes coming to Dolly Vision. And I think for the better, right? As you see the thumbnail tonight, it says no need in kicking a dead horse. So a lot of things in true crime are just the same thing over and 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 over again, right? So it's getting a little old to me and a little played out. Every YouTube channel up here in true crime is talking about the same little boy missing they've been talking about for 8 straight months. I think and no new news at all has come out in that case, but everybody every day is their titles to their videos. And it's getting a little stagnant and a little old to me. So, and I mean, I ain't just talking about that case. I'm talking about all these little kids that are missing. Not that I'm not going to cover it, but what I'm going to do is add more topics to the channel other than true crime. Okay. So we'll have some current events. We'll have some reviews. We'll have some true crime. What we're going to dip into UFOs and aliens and just bring different things to the channel. Okay. Because right now it's just true crime, and we've grown a pretty big true crime audience out here on YouTube, but we just want to expand it into other things. So every video I make ain't just true crime because there's only so much true crime to talk about. Right. So I want to bring new stuff. And I was talking to PJ about this. We're still going to have a daily true crime segment, right? Where we come up here and talk about what's going on in true crime. But I'm also going to be bringing you videos on aliens, on different types of music, movie reviews, and a whole bunch of different things. I've kind of put myself into a little true crime box, and I want to make the box a little bigger where we're talking about more things. And another thing is, of course, I'm going to be live with you guys every day, but I'm going to go back to making videos. Okay. So you'll get a lot more videos on a lot of different topics. Like I said, from current events to aliens to world phenomenon to just whatever's going on in the world. We're going to be talking about it a little more. So every day is not, Delphi, Kohlberger, Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers, you to death, right? So we want to bring other things to the internet. So be looking for more videos to come out starting Monday, and everyone will not be true crime. It will be some true crime stuff. Trust me, we're still a true crime channel, but we want to add more to it. So you'll get a daily true crime, and I'm going to bring my Don't Wake Up Dead podcast back. Okay, so we'll have the podcast, we'll have a daily true crime here, but my videos that I'm going to be making won't all be true crime. So I just want to let you guys know that. So if you've been watching and be like, what the hell is Dolly talking about? This ain't got nothing to do with true crime. You understand what is going on. Okay, now we're going to start with some Nancy tonight. We're going to do a little review of stuff on the Delphi, right? Because I've been, talking you guys to death about the Delphi already, about Richard Allen being being innocent, right? I think the man is innocent, and it looks like he may get convicted. The jury is out, but I'm gonna pull this video up from Nancy. We're gonna watch a little bit of it. Let me share it with you guys real quick. Share screen. All right, let's get this party started. Let me blow this up real fast. Add the stage. And this has to do with the Delphi closing statements.
And the Delphi murders of Abby 13 and Libby 14.
Can y'all hear okay? Give
I'm
me a
Nancy
thumbs
Grace.
up.
This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
Major Pat Cicero says there was a voluminous amount of blood at the crime scene, but most of it came from Libby German.
Cicero says Libby was moving and basically walking in blood.
Abby Williams died in the same spot where she was attacked.
I really believe that Abby and Libby would be proud of you for standing strong, even in the face of immense pressure.
Awesome.
Some of these individuals have postponed retirement, passed on promotional opportunity, have dedicated personal time away from their families, given up nights, weekends, and holidays, all while in the pursuit of accountability for Abby and Libby. I know that today's announcement will not diminish your resolve, and I hope you have found just a bit of peace in this most complicated world.
Wow, how true. Those were the words of Superintendent Doug Carter with the Indiana State Police months and months ago. Yet it all rings true. The trial that has taken weeks and years in the making culminates with closing arguments today in the Delphi Court of Law. Joining me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now.
Well, the closing statements were yesterday, right? So today they are deliberating. They're still in, the jury's been sequestered. So they got off at 2:00 today. They did call the jury in. They had Richard Allen in court today. This is just a little update. Okay. PJ, I'll give that update in a second. So PJ wanted me to show you the new stuff that we got out on the site. Okay, because I made a bunch of wax melts today for everybody that, needs something to put in Christmas stockings. And these things smell delicious. This is my cafe mocha. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see that. It's a little out of focus. All right, my wax melts. This one is cake. All right. I don't know if y'all can see it real good. This one is mint chocolate chip. You really can't see that because it's green. And this one is s'mores, okay? So I made 4 different types of wax melts today. They smell absolutely delicious, and they almost smell eatable, okay? So make sure y'all check out my website, buydollysoap.com. It ain't just soap. There's lotions, body washes, body sprays, candles, wax melts, and a bunch of T-shirts, hoodies, a bunch of other stuff. And right now, the promo code is 15% off, and I believe it's Merry Christmas. That's right, PJ? Okay, well, set it up. She's setting up the promo code now, and the promo code will be Merry Christmas for 15% off all our merch. And remember, guys, 25% of that goes to our Christmas campaign. We take 25% of your purchase and we put it into a fund, and we're going to bless a few people this Christmas, kids. Okay. So we'll be able to buy a few kids Christmas. We're going to do that up here so you guys can see it, right? So we're going to try to do something good this Christmas for families that are in need. And that is how we're doing it. So buy you some stocking stuffers, wax melts, candles, soaps, body wash, makes great stocking stuffers. Okay. Back to what we were talking about. All right. Hold on. I hit the wrong button. Wrong damn button. It's right. Let's go with this one. Nope. Wrong one again. Bam. Right there. All right.
But first, to Cheryl McCollum, forensic expert, founder of the Cold Case Research Institute, and star of Zone 7.
And I only have a limited supply of the wax melts. So if you want to get the wax melts, you better get them quick because it's going to be a little while before I make any more. Right. And I think I got about 20 of each kind. I made almost 100 tonight, and I made 76 bars of soap. So I started at like, I don't know. I started about 6, 7 o'clock. It may have been about 7 o'clock. And I've been working on it for like the last 3-4 hours on these wax melts. Okay. So I've been going and making soap, making wax melts, just a bunch of stuff for Christmas. And, you know, I wanted to come up here tonight and explain to you guys that you may get some videos Monday that's not true crime, like current events, whatever's going on in the world. We just want to bring more stuff to YouTube. Okay. And I don't want to talk about the same things every day. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of getting bored of that. So I want to mix it up a little bit, bring other things into just true crime. So be prepared for that and be prepared for some videos. I'm going to try to keep the videos about 10 minutes because, you know, I think more people want to watch shorter, to the point videos than, you know, a 3-hour live stream. And lately I used to always make videos, but lately I haven't made no videos. I just come up here and go live for a few hours and call it a day. But I want to get back to editing videos, doing more of that stuff. So be on the lookout.
7 podcast, Cheryl McCollum. When I heard the words of Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter, it really gave me pause. Did you hear what he said? That facing immense pressure and perpetual
Southern Truth
criticism, that LE had moved forward. And that is what this trial has been. Immense pressure and perpetual.
Yeah, you'll still get our streams. Well, you know, you'll still get me and PJ daily doing true crime, or, you know, at least me most nights. But you'll get more videos. There'll be actually more here once I start shooting videos. Like I said, I'm going to keep the videos around 10 minutes so people can watch it quickly, get the information fast. I think a lot of people do like the live streams, but there's people that like shorter videos. So I'm going to start bringing some shorter videos on true crime, on, you know, reviews. Shit, we may even talk a little politics, not much because I don't do politics really. But if something's going on big in the world, we may talk about that type of stuff. Okay. Celebrities, different things. Okay. And I do want to say rest in peace to the Candyman. Okay. Anybody seen the horror movie Candyman? I just got to meet the guy a few weeks ago and he passed away today. I think he was, how old was he, PJ? I think he was in his 60s, and when I met him, he had a bum leg, right? But I got him to sign my Candyman poster, and I'm glad I did because now he's no longer with us. Rest in peace to the Candyman. Remember the movie with the bees, and he would come, you know. Anyway, Candyman passed away. He was 69. Okay, that's what I thought it was, 69. Tony Todd. Thank you, which is the Candyman. So rest in peace to the Candyman. Now that picture hanging on my wall is worth a little bit more to me now. Okay. I mean, it was cool before. So I don't know how many of you guys seen the picture of me and Candyman together, but I'm glad I got to meet him. That just shows you how short your lifespan is on this planet. So appreciate everybody and good movies he made.
Actual criticism.
They have been attacked from all sides. They have stood firm.
He was only 69. I hope I make it to 69. That would be great. Okay. That's another good 20 years for me. If I can make a good another 20, hell yeah to that. So he lived a pretty long life to me. Sweet Jones, late night train. Thank you guys. Thank you for keeping Dolly alive. Dolly got to eat too. Okay. Dolly got to eat too.
They have been professional. They have been without hesitation
Yep.
to
Candyman.
make sure that justice is served for Abby and Libby.
Well, the judge advised everyone at the beginning of the closing arguments that went down today in a court of law that each side would have 2.5 hours, but only evidence and testimony that was actually admitted at trial could be allowed. The judge trying to keep out theories on Odinism.
Thank you, Cool Whip. Yeah, they're trying to keep out every theory, right? You know, you heard it, Nancy say they're trying to keep out this Odinism. They were trying to keep out the Elvis guy, Keegan Klein, because they want Richard Allen to go to prison. For what reason? I have no clue to why the judge has a vendetta against Richard Allen and the way they treated this man. I know this. You don't want to go to jail in Indiana. They'll treat your ass like Hannibal Lecter. Hey, short legs. Hey, live thankful.
Trying to keep out the SOD defense. Some other dude did it because that did not come into evidence. What is the point of closing arguments? To summarize what the jury has heard. Now, we know some of the last testimony that jury heard was.
How long will the stream be tonight? I mean, we're going to do a couple hours up here. You know, it won't be like super long. I don't know how long it's going to be. However long I feel like sitting up here. Christy Ford has been a member for 6 months. So it'll be a little while. I ain't going nowhere in the next 30, 45 minutes. So sit tight, put on your seatbelt. What's up, Jax? Good to see you. What's going on, guys? We're just watching a little bit about the Delphi stuff. You know, I've been over the last week or so. I've been going over the Delphi stuff a lot. I just, you know, and like I was telling people, I'm going to be bringing a lot of new stuff to YouTube that's, you know, this channel, right? Because, you know, I have a couple channels on YouTube, but I'm going to bring everything to this channel. I'm trying to put everything into one spot. So if you get videos, you like, man, this ain't got nothing to do with true crime. You understand what's going on. Okay. Thank you, Miss Margaret. Welcome on the Dolly train. Okay. Tonight's true crime train. Tomorrow might be aliens. You know, you just don't know. I'm going to bring a bunch of different things because there's just so much more that I like to talk about. And, since this is a true crime channel, for the most part, I don't really get to talk about those things. But when we was talking about, you know, aliens and the collective consciousness the other night and the fake moon landing and, you know, different kind of conspiracies and things like that, it made me think. I was like, God, a lot of people like that stuff. And I should bring more things like that to YouTube, right? Instead of every night, you know, and plus sometimes I feel like I'm being waterboarded on YouTube because not only do I like doing YouTube, but I like watching YouTube, right? And if every creator is talking about a damn tattoo bullhorn Betty got, right? That shit bores me. It's not entertaining to me. It's like everybody's talking about the exact same things. And I don't want to be just an echo out here on the YouTube streets. And that's what it feels like. Like if everybody's talking about the same thing I'm talking about, then why listen to it? You can listen to everybody talk about that shit, right? I want to talk about things that other people ain't talking about so much, right? Instead of it being watered down. Now, in the beginning, when some of these cases I started covering early on and there wasn't a bunch of people talking about it, then it was great. But now, like everybody, it's just like a repeat of the same shit over and over. And we just don't want to do that, right? Well, I don't know what PJ, but I know I don't want to do it. I'm like, okay, we're just not echoing every other channel. Every time something breaks in a story, there's 50 people reporting the same thing in just a little tiny bit different way. So be looking out for my videos. And guys, please support them. I'm still going to do a true crime nightly with you guys that, you know, is the live stream call in. But when I put out videos, they may not be true crime. So just make sure you like those videos. And if you can, share them, especially in the beginning when I start putting videos back out until they kind of catch on a little bit. I appreciate it. And there's going to be more editing, more work involved because, you know, when I just go live, it's just turn on the damn camera, go, right? So these videos will be edited. It'll be more well put together, I'll take my time on them, make them all nice and fancy and shit for you. And I was getting really good with my editing, and then I just stopped. And so I want to get back, warm back up on, my editing skills.
As the defense. Listen.
On the 17th day of testimony in the Delphi murders trial, Richard Allen's defense attorney, Brad Rossi, addresses the court, telling the judge the defense rests. Judge Francis Gull was surprised, as was the state. After a recess, the state called 3 rebuttal witnesses. 2 had already testified, but the state called Dr. John Martin, the prison psychologist who met with Richard Allen at Westville Correctional Facility.
Very interesting. The state puts on a rebuttal case. Now, let me go straight out to our legal expert, Philip Dubé, renowned trial lawyer, currently a public defender in the LA County judicial system. Philip, thank you for being with us. This is how it goes down. We know that the state started.
Love your Planet of the Apes background. Okay. You like the Statue of Liberty there all crushed up. Yeah, we're going to be mixing it up. We're going to be changing some things up. It's a new year is coming. So every year I try to evolve the channel just a little bit, make it a little bit better than it was last year. So, we don't really do a whole bunch of crime like we did back a year ago. And then, 2024, we decided, hey, no crime here. Okay. We're going to stick straight to true crime. But now we're going to add to it. Okay. So it's going to be cool. Trust me.
Opening statements. The defense, of course, they can waive their second argument. The defense goes next, and then the state finishes with a third closing argument. In most jurisdictions, that is because if the defense puts up anything other than the defendant's testimony, anything, the state gets a final closing argument. Therein lies the rub for the defense. Of course, the defense put up a lot of evidence. So the state gets a final closing argument to the jury. That is well established across the country. I believe it's because the state carries the burden of proof. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. Remember, the prosecution gets an opportunity to rebut what it is that the defense is saying. And if you don't allow them to rebut it, it looks as if they have not carried their burden. So the prosecution is allowed to await to see what the sum total of the defense case is in their closing, and then in their rebuttal, or sometimes we call it their B argument, A, B, they can then attack each point with the evidence that they've put on to rebut that.
Exactly. That is exactly why the state gets a second closing argument.
Fun Size says, PJ, do you still offer the sample bars? Right now, we are sold out of the sample bars. Okay. By now, everybody should have done sampled my soap. It's the greatest soap in the world. Okay. No need to sample it. Take my word for it. Okay. I know a lot of people like the sample bars for kids because I made them like emojis. But right now I made 75 bars of soap tonight, and I got to make 24 more because I'm out of eucalyptus. PJ, I'm out of eucalyptus, right? So I made the Armani, which is our Armani. I made a bunch of Captain Crunch tonight. I made Where's the Baby? I made Coconut Haze. So what I got left to make is
it depends on what you want to make. There's still
eucalyptus.
I still had one, but yeah, after that's out. But there's so many other ones that are out, so I don't know.
But I only have so many supplies. I have to order stuff.
I didn't need you to make the eucalyptus because remember I found the 2 that were left.
And
I put the one in the bag that I needed, so I actually have an extra one.
Okay.
But there's a couple of different ones that are still out that we may need to take a poll or something to see which ones people want back at the moment, because there's.
Okay.
But.
All right. Okay. So I got a little bit left I'm going to make, and then I got to order my supplies to make it because I'm almost out of everything. Only thing I got a lot of wax left.
You have no sample bars at all?
No sample bars. I don't have any sample bars. I mean, I could make some sample bars.
I'm pretty sure.
If I ain't got to make the eucalyptus, I can make.
Yeah, you don't have to make the eucalyptus, but I'm pretty sure we have some from before that are in bags, but not enough to make a set of 4. So you wouldn't have to make as many as you would.
Okay. All right. Well, we may be able to get some of those back in stock because I know that they were big last Christmas because everybody was putting them in Christmas stockings because they were great soaps for kids. A lot of people used them for their kids or gave them to their kids because, you know, they were like emojis and there was 4 different scents. And I did the last ones in like strawberry, grape. They were like basic smells. It wasn't nothing like crazy. But yeah, we may bring back some of the male scents. I made the Armani soaps tonight, which I call Dermani because legal reasons. I can't say it's Armani because then I get sued. Okay. And there's enough people out here throwing out lawsuits. You know what I'm saying? I can't get sued. So it's Darmani, which is just our knockoff of basically Armani. Okay. So yeah, but that's what it's named. So when you get it, is a guy soap. We have a few different guy soaps up there. So I think we're sold out of the cool water one, but we have a few different ones. We had sweet tobacco. I don't know if we're sold out of that, but yeah, I don't want to get too far into the soaps because there's a million, like, I don't know. I think I got 20 different soaps that you can choose from. I only have a few different candles I made. And like I said, I got 4 different wax melts. I'm trying to get down to where I only make the best selling stuff. So stuff's not sitting. So I just want to sell the stuff that you guys like. If it's something that people don't like, the Where's the Baby does good. Captain Crunch. In the beginning, Captain Crunch hardly ever sold, right? And then, Captain Crunchberry. But now that is one of our number 1 selling soaps. Like as many as I make, I sell them bitches out pretty quick. Some people order them things 8 at a time. So I sell out of those fast. And I think our second best selling thing is like the raspberry lemonade. But all of them are starting to pick up and sell. So thank you guys that have been ordering my soaps and lotions. I tell people once you use it, you're going to keep wanting to use it. What does that say? I made 10 soap sacks for soap for gifts last year. Awesome. That's cool. So like I said, we also are selling the stockings, that are already loaded with goodies. We have our regular stockings and then we have our premium stockings. So make sure you check those out. If you don't feel like filling up a stocking for somebody or you want one that's already filled, we got it with goodies, soaps, lotions, body washes, candles, wax melts, you name it. A little bit of everything's in those stockings.
Argument, of course, they have the option to waive that second closing argument at the end and do it all at the beginning. But that's typically a very
spice cranberry we have in soap, but I didn't make none in candles, okay, or wax melts.
Bad move. So what did the defense present to the jury? What will be fresh on the jury's mind? First and foremost, the only tangible evidence that links Richard Allen to the murder scene: ballistics.
The keepies.
Aries Moon said, I just placed an order. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So our Christmas stuff is limited supply. So, like our snowflake, our holiday cheer, we only have so many. So get them while you can. Those are going to sell out fast. Usually our holiday scents sell out pretty quick. And we try to keep our, our basic ones: raspberry lemonade, love spell, pink sugar, the Armani one. We try to keep those in stock, right? So when I run out of those, I usually make more. But the holiday soaps, I make them one time, right? So I only have so much essential oils, and I make up the batch, and then that's just for the holidays. And then I don't make any more of that. Now, I usually get the essential oils kind of small for the holiday packs. And then, of course, for I buy big jugs of stuff for like cotton candy, love spell, or the ones that I sell constantly all year long. I buy bigger things of essential oils to make the scents. So I have more of those, but the ones that are like limited is because I buy smaller containers of the essential oils because, and when after December, ain't nobody going to want no Christmas wish or mistletoe, right? They ain't going to want none of that, So we only buy a limited supply that only makes so much of it. So you can only get those soaps from me at Christmas time. So just like we did for Halloween, we made something special. For Christmas, we make something special. And it's just a few of the holidays that we do limited supply soap.
Of evidence that ties Richard Allen directly to Libby and Abby is the unspent round found between the girls' bodies. Dr. Melissa Oberg's analysis found the crime scene round had been cycled through Allen's gun. Defense expert Dr. Eric Warren reviewed the results of ISP testing and tells the jury it is an apples to oranges comparison. Warren says Oberg compared the initial round, which had been cycled, not fired, to a bullet from Allen's gun. On the stand, Oberg said an ejector mark was an ejector mark, regardless of whether a round was cycled or fired. Warren disputed that testimony, saying the lab needed to identify tool marks under the same conditions in which the bullet was found.
Okay, straight out to Dave Mack, crimeonline.com investigative reporter, covering the case from the very beginning. And to those of you naysayers, Crime Stories did not start covering the case.
Just ordered spiced cranberry. Thank you. Now me, I don't know if I'm a big cranberry fan, the cranberries. Zombie. I'm just kidding. But thank you for ordering my soap. Awesome, guys. Love Turtle Spell. It's my fave. Yeah, Turtle Spell is a good selling one. But you guys have been awesome. Like when I started my soap business, this is off topic. But I remember, and most of you guys that have been watching me for a good while is, when I first started making soap, I made 12 bars, I think, of raspberry lemonade, and they looked like little pieces of cheesecake. Okay. And you guys were so awesome. I guess felt sorry for me. And everybody bought the 12 bars. So my first batch of soap was 12 bars of soap, and they were all raspberry lemonade. And they looked like little pieces of cheesecake. And I hadn't mastered the art of making soap yet. Now I've made so much soap. They look super professional, right? They're perfect. They're the same as like Dr. Squash or Lush or anybody else's now that I've gotten good at it, right? Pretty damn good. Some of my soap looks better than their stuff. Okay. So I've gotten pretty good at making it. And then the first batch, I made 12. And then the second batch, I made 24. And it was still just raspberry lemonade. And then then all the 24 bars sold out. By the third batch, I started making them where they looked really nice, where they had the color splashes and different things in it. And then I started expanding into other soaps. I started doing like cucumber mint, raspberry lemonade. It was just a couple. And then they sold out. And then so I started this expanding. And in the beginning, it was just soap. And then PJ came in. She was like, well, if you're going to sell soap, you might as well sell body wash, right? So I started learning how to make body wash. So then when I got my body wash recipe and then the lotions, and then she started making scent rollers. And then I started making candles. My sister got me a big a thing to melt my wax down. It has a spout so you can pour it. So then I went out and bought all the containers. So then I started making candles. Then I started making wax melts. PJ started making lip balms. So now we got lip balms, candles, wax melts, body washes, dog shampoo, you name it. We sell a little bit of damn everything. I'm like a convenience store at this point. But it gets hard to keep up with, right? So sometimes I'm just like, God, did I overdo it? But you guys have been awesome, and it's been keeping us alive, and it's been keeping the lights on and keeping food in the refrigerator. So thank you for everybody that's supporting my small business. It means a lot, guys. It truly does. It helps because, you don't make a ton on YouTube. It ain't a big, you ain't getting rich up here unless you got millions of subscribers and things like that. So the small business actually helps. And I'm glad you guys support it as much as you do. All right. And I'm glad y'all like the stuff that we're making. It's like a big ass soap commercial
started. We started covering the case years ago when Abby and Libby were murdered. To Dave Mack, explain to everyone the arguments made in closing statements regarding the bullet. What is the defense arguing?
They're arguing that you could not get the actual markings on that unspent cartridge without going through the firing process of the gun.
See, that's my point on this whole Richard Allen stuff is this bullet. The only thing that connects him to the murders of Abby and Libby is an unspent bullet, not supplies or expensive. And yes, they're going up. Everything is going up. Okay. What did I spend? Let's see. I spent almost $500 on bottles. Okay. Just the bottles that you put this stuff in, my lotions and my body washes and my dog shampoo. I spent almost $500. The spray bottles for the body spray. I spent almost $500 in bottles. Right. But we order a lot of bottles. So, they won't go fast. That'll last me a while. But I spent almost $500 in bottles, and they did go up. They went up by like $7, right? And that's on Amazon. I'm like, God, they trying to get me, right? We got that lady out of office. Can I get some prices to go down? But it's the same prices are going up inflation is a bitch, okay? And I think our presidential election showed that. If you've seen the map that was red, it was red completely across the country. And I think it's because everybody is over the inflation. For a small business, like I could have probably got them same bottles a while back for like $350. Now they're like 500. You know what I'm saying? But I ordered hundreds of them. So it's a little expensive, but they'll last me a while. But they did go up in price. And like, you know, if you go to the store, you buy a loaf of bread. Hopefully with this new the president, you know, coming back in office, Trump, maybe some of these things will go down. I don't know how many of you guys follow the stock market, but the stock market took a big jump up because I think, you know, when everything was going on with the election, I think there was uncertainty. So companies were like, you know, people were selling their stuff off because they didn't know what was going to happen. But now that, you know, the future is a little more predictable, right? That the stocks have went up. Okay. Because a while back, I bought a little bit of stuff in Tesla. Okay. They were cheap. So I bought a couple and they dropped way down before the election. And after the election, I made like $100 on those stocks. Ain't much because I ain't got a lot. Right. But it went up like $100. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's $100. I was almost ready to sell them. Right? I guess I need that money. Right. But the stock market's going up, you know, hopefully, some of this like food prices will go down, and I'm hoping anyway, it may stay the same. Who knows? But yeah. And I'm just hoping for the best, But in the Richard Allen stuff, I'm getting so off topic tonight. So off topic. It's hard to tell that bullet came from his gun. Now, the guy that owned the property out there, the Weber, what is it? Brad Weber? Is it Brad? I can't. His last name's Weber. He had a 40 cal gun. This? I guarantee you, this is Rose. I guarantee it because I didn't even say the phone lines were open. Dolly.
Dolly,
Yes.
love your new venture. Love it.
Thank you, Rose from Virginia. You know, I'm going to be doing videos on my psychic abilities because you see how psychic I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Jimmy, I know I don't have much time, and I know tons of people want to call because
the phone lines wasn't even open, Rose. They wasn't even open. I was still talking.
Well, here I am. I mean, what, do you got a ghost answering my phone?
No, I mean, I heard it ring, so I answered it.
Well,
I
that's
knew it
very
was you.
polite of you.
I knew it was you.
Okay,
Because I
Jimmy.
didn't put the number up yet. So I knew it was somebody that knew my number by heart. Or
Lots of people know. You have so many callers, so many wonderful callers. Can I talk about what I called for?
No.
Wow.
No, you can talk about it. Go ahead, Rose.
Jimmy, from the very moment you opened your mouth tonight, I was digging it. I could hardly wait till you opened the phone because I sense a new freedom.
A new
like
freedom?
you're not shackled by what you have to say and what you want to cover and how you want to grow and how we can talk and converse
Uh-huh.
Whether you're red or blue or whatever, I think there's a lift
I'm
in the
white.
energy.
I'm white.
I think there is a lift in the ether, in the energy.
Uh-huh.
People are starting to feel like, oh, maybe I can breathe and not have to worry about exactly what I say.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm not an obnoxious person.
No,
And
not at all. Not at all, Rose. Not at all. Not you.
when I say, you know, don't be a fanatic. I'm not a fanatic. Okay.
Uh-huh.
For example, if you're out there saying to someone, defacing them, you are the murderer, and that person hasn't even been convicted or tried or anything like that,
Uh-huh.
I think that's defamation. And it has its proper place. But to not be able to discuss and theorize how we like to do on this show,
Uh-huh.
that's got to stop. And I'm breathing better. I'm feeling better. Now, what I'd like to ask
Uh-huh.
is I like the subject of discussing aliens, different things that you mentioned.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be great. And
Yeah,
you'll find new.
we're going to do movie reviews, music reviews, aliens, paranormal, ghosts, true crime. We're gonna mix it up. But I mean, I'm still going to do a daily true crime show, but I'm going to be adding videos of different topics when I make a video. I just don't want to make videos. If I'm going to talk about true crime for 2 hours a night, when I make a video, I don't want to make it on true crime. I want to make it on other things and just spread it out a little bit.
Well, here's the thing. There are a lot of subjects just as important going on as true crime. And some of these other subjects can help us figure out how can we get rid of all this crime. So that said, I would like to ask once again, don't want no sympathy, don't want no pity. I need a prayer just for courage and bravery to follow through with this heart thing that I told you the other day about.
Okay, that sounds good.
It's going to drive me crazy.
I will hit up the wizard. Okay, I know him personally, and I'll be like, Rose needs some bravery and courage, and we'll make sure you get it.
Jimmy, wearing that heart monitor around my neck for 24/7, I might explode. Maybe the machine will explode. I don't know. I just hope you're on a lot at night so I can vent and because I'm like, how am I supposed to live with that thing on my neck? Am I just supposed to, lay here floating? Or no, you got to live your normal life and get up and do and, drink a beer, smoke a flute, and, to get the true panel. But I'm afraid. I'm deathly afraid. And I need prayers for courage. That's it.
Okay. We'll definitely get you some prayers, Rose. We'll make sure we put them in there for you. All right. All right. Peace.
Love where you're going. Love where you're going with it, man.
All right, Rose. Okay. So there you go, Rose. She got the number on speed dial. All right. She got the number on speed dial, which everybody loves Rose. I pick on her a little bit. If I don't pick on you, I don't like you. Just like I pick on Mab, I'm just used to you guys. Y'all been around for years. You're almost like distant family. Okay. I just wish I could get y'all a little bit farther away. I'm just playing, but we're praying for you, Rose. I wouldn't want nothing to happen to you. Okay. Somebody has to harass me in the middle of the night. All right. So, yeah, guys, if y'all throw a little prayer out there for Rose for some encouragement and some courage and take your health seriously. I don't want to start preaching about that again because I could go on forever, right? I could go on forever at that. I'm trying to get back on topic. I done swayed in every lane you can possibly sway into tonight, from selling soap to damn UFOs and aliens. I really haven't touched on that, but I just wanted to let y'all guys know what's coming up in the future when you go to click on one of my videos and it's not true crime. And you're like, what the hell is this? All right.
Their expert, the defense expert, claims that the only way the prosecution was able to get the final result.
I will throw the phone number up now.
cartridge had gone through the gun is by firing a bullet from the gun and then comparing that spent shell with what they found at the scene. And by the way, the defense expert never touched the gun, never touched the cartridge. He's doing the, and by the way, it wasn't even in the same room with either thing. He actually only looked at pictures. And you're talking about markings on this unspent cartridge, Nancy, that you've really got to be able to look at and study up close and personal to actually match these things up. He only did it with a couple of.
Heather, I agree with you. If you want strength, God will give you things in your life to make you stronger. I agree with what you said. I don't know why I stopped to say that, but I agree with you, Heather.
The pictures.
Okay. Philip Dubé joining me, high-profile lawyer out of the LA jurisdiction. Never a lack of business there. Philip Dubé, I loved it when the defense would bring on an expert that had never seen the crime scene, had never seen the object, had never done any testing. In fact, you could do that cross-examination in one question only if you wanted to, by simply saying, isn't it true, Mr. Dubé, you've never even held the bullet, but you're in front of this jury trying to tell them your expert analysis on the bullet you've never seen?
Well, remember,
Right.
the purpose of the expert isn't necessarily to recreate or
Thank
to do
you,
a
Night Star.
demonstration. It's to educate the jury on tool mark science. And you want them to understand that merely
him up.
dry seismic.
Right. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, this is Brenda.
Hey,
I just
Brenda.
wanted to go right quick, honey, and tell Rose that I've had to wear what she's talking about.
Uh-huh.
Rose, you don't have nothing to worry about, honey. It's simple. It's easy. It's no big deal. It ain't going to explode on you or nothing like that, and I'm praying for you, honey. But it's really no big deal. You just wear it and go on with your day.
Yeah, that's what I say. And
That's all I wanted to tell her. I've been through it, and I've had to wear it 2 different times, and it's no big deal. It really isn't.
I think so too. I mean, I ain't never had to wear really a heart monitor, but I got to take my blood pressure every day and, you know,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So
I know exactly what they're wanting her to wear. And Dolly, it's really no big deal. Rose, honey, you ain't got nothing to worry. You're getting worried over nothing. When it's over and done with, you'll say, well, what the hell was I worried about?
yeah.
But I'm praying for you, love, and you'll be all right. Love you, Dolly and PJ.
All right. Peace. And you know, you never know though. Like, right. Like I never had any really heart problems that I knew of, or they had diagnosed, right? I had really bad anxiety. And now my new heart doctor said, Dolly, some of that anxiety could have been caused by heart complications and it not been diagnosed. So I may have been having some heart problems before, but just didn't know it. And they didn't know it. Because now that, you know, I've had this stent in my heart and my blood is flowing through my body once again, I still get anxiety, but it ain't been as bad. Right. And, I really, at this point, I'm not taking any anxiety medications, which is good. So, and I mean, I ain't saying I don't get a little bit of anxiety, but it seems to where it's controllable. Right. So I may have been having some problems before, and the blood pressure medicine I was on wasn't completely working right. Like it wasn't working for me. They got me on new medications for my blood pressure, and my blood pressure has been a lot better. You know, and the doctor did say something to me about that in the very beginning. He said, I don't know if your anxiety is making your blood pressure go up or if your blood pressure is making you have anxiety, right? But we're going to try to fix it. And that doctor never got it right. Okay. The new doctor I got is a woman. She's really smart. And I'm about to go back in to do some more checks. Right. So, but when she seen my blood pressure, she was like, okay, we need to up your medicine. So I have to take an extra blood pressure pill a day or something like that. But now my blood pressure, when I check it, it's right. So she's been able to get my blood pressure right. My anxiety has been doing better. I feel better. But I'm going to tell y'all the truth on this, right? Whatever medicine they got me on gives me the weirdest dreams in the world. Okay. I mean, they seem so real that when I wake up, I'm thinking it happened, right? And I'm like, you know, I've had to tell myself I was just dreaming because the dream seemed so real. And you got to remember, I was smoking, right? I was, you know, not cigarettes, but I was smoking a lot and I didn't dream. Okay. When I went to sleep, I was just asleep. There was no dreaming, right? But since I quit smoking and I'm on these new medicines, I just have the craziest. How do you order soap? You go to buydollysoap.com. I have the craziest dreams, right? I don't know. We're going to go into, we'll do it like, you know how I said I'm bringing new topics. So we're going to be talking world phenomenons, aliens, the dream world, the spirit world, alternative universes, parallel universes. We're going to be talking about a lot of shit coming up here this for 2025 that we didn't do here in 2024. So, but I don't know if anybody else has experiences like that where you're having these really vivid dreams that are almost like reality. It's crazy, right? Especially when right before I wake up in my dream state, is just insane. It is so real. And I think it has something to do with, you know, I did so much smoking that, you know, my brain was like a bong, you know what I'm saying? And it just numbed all that stuff out or was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now my brain is firing like crazy.
That merely dry cycling a gun doesn't leave ejector marks, doesn't leave striations and lands and grooves, etc. That would be the argument.
It does leave a mark, though. It leaves an ejector mark.
Yes, it does. But the question then becomes, is it the same ejector mark that would match the barrel of his gun? And that's going to be the issue. Did they actually look at the gun?
Okay, Philip Dubé, you totally sidestepped my.
I told my doctor, okay? A short later said, oh no, make sure you tell your doctor that's a reaction to a medicine. I know. That's the same thing my doctor said. She said it could have to do with me quitting smoking. And she said, or it could be a side effect to the medicine. She said, but with me just recently having this heart attack, they don't want to try changing up none of my medicines right now. The medicines are working. Everything's going good other than the dreams. She asked me, she said, can you deal with the dreams? And I was like, yeah, I can deal with it. They're just really vivid. She said, okay, well then, you know, let's get you okay first. And then after a while, maybe we'll go in and we'll try some other, you know, some different medicines to see if that stops the crazy dreams. All right. My producer's coming in.
No, I don't want to be a stick in the wall, but you've got everybody in here naming off medicines, and I always tell everybody not to.
Don't be naming medicines in the chat.
It's hard to not if you're on the topic, and I don't want to be like, hey guys, if you're going to talk about it. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, we just say medicines. We don't say what type of medicines. Okay. So YouTube is really funny about because we're not doctors or physicians here. So we can't be saying you do, you know, and none of you are either. You know what I'm saying? So don't be saying names of medicine in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So just leave that alone. But just know that the doctors have been taking really good care of me. And they're aware of what I told you guys. We're getting so off topic so much now, but it's Saturday night. I guess I can go off topic. But yes, I made my doctor aware of this and everything's okay. I'm not having nightmares. Okay. I'm just having really vivid dreams. Now, if I start having Freddy Krueger's chopping me up in my sleep, then I would go to my doctor and say, all right, let's switch up this medicine. Right. But it ain't been like that. It's just been dreams that are really close to when I wake up, I think it happened. So it's nothing like crazy, but just feels real, right? Like it just feels real.
My question, the expert is not there to administer a tutorial to the jury. The expert is there to counter what the state's expert said. And how can an expert know anything if they've never even looked at the exhibit, never held it in their hand, never looked at it under a microscope? OHELLNO. I mean, Joe Scott Morgan is with me, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University.
I met Joe Scott Morgan at CrimeCon. He's a really nice guy.
Author of Blood Beneath My Feet, star of Body Bags with Joe Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, You have to look at this under a microscope. I mean, why? Why not take the time to go look at the state's bullet and compare it to the round fired and ejected at the crime lab to make the comparison? Why? How can you make any decision based on a picture?
Yeah, I can tell you've been to a crime lab before, Nancy, because we do use microscopes for this purpose. You cannot simply look at a photograph and draw a conclusion relative to this. As a matter of fact, we use what's called a comparison microscope. So that means you've got two central ocules right here and then two separate platforms that actually compare. You can take one spent or you can take one cartridge and another cartridge and you compare them in real time as you're looking at it. And this is not something we talk about, examining something with the unaided eye. This is not something you can do with the unaided eye. You physically have to look at it.
Patricia says, Dolly, how are things stagnant and boring with the Sebastian Rogers case and not the Summer Wells case, etc.? ? It's the same thing over and over, right? It's just the same thing over and over. Like there's no new clues. Right? You can only say the same thing so many times before you want to talk about something else. Now, I still pray to God that these kids are found. And I ain't saying we're not going to talk about these kids. I'm just saying there's other things that I want to talk about. I'm expanding a little bit out of true crime. Like, I still love true crime and I'm still going to be doing nightly true crime. But when every video I make is not going to be on true crime. That's the point I was trying to make. So yeah, I know people like true crime and it's not boring to you if you really like true crime, but if most people out here don't talk true crime every night. Okay. I talk it every night. Imagine you had to eat dinner and you could only have chicken and you had to eat chicken every night, right? Wouldn't you eventually want a steak or maybe a sandwich or something else, right? And that's just how I feel. Like I want to make videos on other things too. And usually I don't do that here because this is pretty much a true crime channel, but I'm letting people know that I am going to expand it a little bit into different avenues and still continue to cover true crime. It's the same thing over and over again. And you got 50 YouTubers or 60 YouTubers talking about the same thing every day, right? So, I mean, I understand you guys like Sebastian, y'all like Summer, but there's more out there in the world than Sebastian and Summer. But of course, I want these kids found, no doubt. I'd be the happiest dude on the planet they found Summer Wells, right? I truly think that a lot of these kids that we're looking for are no longer with us, okay? It's just statistically, that's my opinion that, these kids are not with us anymore. Much as, I hope and wish and pray that that ain't the case, right? I hope I'm wrong, but most likely I'm not. And so sometimes you gotta move on things, like Summer Wells got me into true crime and I can't talk about Summer Wells every day. I talked about it for a long time, but I'm going to mix things up. It's a new year coming. I want new things for the channel. I want to continue our growth and different avenues. And plus I want my damn plaque on the wall, right? So I want to bring things that people want to watch. There's only such an audience for true crime. So that's why I'm trying to expand, to make the audience bigger, to make more topics, more things. And, this is a journey, it's a journey. And sometimes, you have to change it up, see what works.
To do the assessment. And here's another thing. Listen, if you've got a defense,
we will in Stitch's cold cases, we will going to cover some cold cases. We're going to cover some cases that are not as big. We're going to cover cases other than missing people. We're going to be covering court cases. We're going to be covering music, movies, current events, all kinds of stuff. So just know that there's going to be some cool stuff coming. And, if you like just true crime, just tune in to the true crime that I do. All right. If you don't like the other stuff, don't watch it. All right. There's, but I don't want to get up here and my topic's the same topic as 50 other YouTubers every day. That ain't no fun. Is that fun for y'all hearing the same shit over and over and over and over and over again? It's crazy.
Expert. That weapon can, in fact, in most cases, be provided to them.
But you see, it says open discussion tonight. So that way I let you guys come in and you determine what we talk about, right? When you see open discussion, that means if you want to talk about something, come in and say what you want to talk about, and we will discuss that with you. Okay. So you can come in tonight and talk about any case you want, and we would be talking about that case with you. So open discussion means you can talk about anything you want. It actually says open panel. So if any of you guys want to come up and chat it up live with me, join me here on the screen, press 1 in the chat and I'll send you the link. If not, then we'll just keep the phone lines open and you can call in.
And they can do their own experiments here. It sounds like they really took a shortcut here. I don't know. Maybe this guy didn't have access to a comparison microscope. Maybe he didn't have time. But I got to tell you, there's a lot riding on this. And I can't believe that they would walk into court with this expert and he hasn't actually put his hands on.
Okay, hold on. I'll post a link for you, Mab, if you want to come up. All right, let's see. Where the hell? I ain't done a panel in so long I forgot how to invite people. Hold on, here we go. Here's the link. This is the link to get in, Mab. Change is good. Well, I mean, we're not changing the true crime format completely. We're just adding to it, right? So I don't think we're changing. We're just adding, right? I'm going to add more to the channel, covering, UFO sightings, current events, news stories, things like that. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, Rose.
Rose here. I don't know how to get on panel. I'd love to, but since I can't, I'll just watch. But I thought I'd call in quick and say that
Merman
commented. Huh? Hello?
We're going to be covering Merman.
Okay. Some cases, someone just made a comment. I read it real quick. I hope I read it correctly. Even the Sebastian Rogers case became kind of quirky. I mean, I think it's good to keep those people, those children's names out there. Hey, like put it on your screen. But when it starts becoming a circus, is that really what we want to, keep drilling on? I mean, I don't know. What do you think about what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, we're going to talk current events. So if something's current, we're going to talk about it. If it ain't current, it ain't no need to talk about the same shit just over and over again so I can hear myself talk.
Right. I mean, but how do you feel about these cases, sadly, that really kind of turn into a circus on the streets,
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those situations. It is what it is. I can't control what turns into a circus and what doesn't.
You feel like you want to get away from that a little bit?
It ain't that I want to get away from true crime. I love true crime. I'm not going to get away from true crime.
I'm talking about the circus. You want to get away from this.
I just want to add to the channel. We're still going to talk a little bit about the and miss people. But we want to add to it. Like when I started talking the other night, when I just did the free for all, and we were talking aliens and we were talking about quantum computers, and
I loved that. Wasn't that night I called in 3 times, I think, because I loved that subject, and I have so much information that I'd like to send you to your email. I feel like there's a lift in the air. I don't know if it's. I know. It's okay to talk politics. It just seems there's, I don't know, like I can breathe better or something.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Self-censorship.
You know what? It's been a long time since I felt like I could just say that. And even I'm using code words. That's weird. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. You're going to hear some, you'll have some live streams on different topics too, I'm going to set a time for my true crime stuff that I do. And then I'm going to do, we're going to do some crazy stuff. And then we're going to do some entertainment news, and we're going to mix it up. There's more stuff.
And then I can call in. I'll get to call in.
Well, yeah, a lot of the other stuff is going to be videos. you know, so it's going to be
Oh,
hard to
not
follow.
like live. So you're gonna like play the video, people watch it, but then later come on live so we can discuss what we watched.
Yeah, maybe something like that. We may do something like that.
We're
Like
gonna have
I'll
you
have,
on for 3 hours, Rose.
Well,
yeah.
you know how we all like when you
She
do it
can't hear you,
live.
Mab.
So,
What? Okay.
here,
If you want to tell Rose something, Mab, you have to tell it to me, and I have to tell Rose. You can hear her, but she can't hear
Right,
you.
right. Tell her we'll do a 3-hour Rose panel.
We're going to do a 3-hour Rose panel. Rose, you know, to come up here, all you have to do is click on that link I posted. All you do is click on it.
so I have to do it on my phone though, right? Because I'm watching you on my big screen.
Yeah, you would have to do it on your phone.
Okay, I guess if I just press that link, it'll pop me up.
Yeah.
But you know, Dolly, you told us not to try to be Dolly at home, but I did that. I told you that story, and I got slapped around. Well, I didn't learn enough. Now I got a heart thing, but
That's
I'm
what
so
happened.
ugly. I'm scared. I'm so ugly, Dolly. I'm scared people.
That's what happens when you try to be Dolly. You get ugly.
Tell Rose she can use an
All right.
avatar.
Listen,
You
I
can
love
use
where you're
you
going.
can use an avatar. You can use a thumbnail. Like you don't have to show your picture. You can be like this.
I got one good question for the panel before I go. Whoever's going to talk tonight, because I'm going to listen carefully. I didn't understand exactly tonight why you chose that background with the Statue of Liberty falling down, because I think a joyous thing in the air, like maybe a new beginning, is coming now. And it was interesting to me with you finding your own new freedom to elevate and do things. Why that picture is behind you? I don't know. Is that too deep?
It was random. Mab was right. It was just random. I like the picture. That's why I just put it back there. Sometimes
I used to like the picture, but after, I don't know, the last few days, I want to see her rise up.
Okay, that sounds good to me. There you go, Rose.
You'll get an erection.
I changed it for you. Okay, we got the carnival.
Try to do some lives next week when I have that monitor on, so I can call in and say, I don't know, it's beeping.
Okay, all right, Rose, you be good. Peace.
Later.
This is probably my favorite background there, Mab, because YouTube is kind of like a carnival to me. There's a little bit everywhere. There's the merry-go-round, there's the damn the swings. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of everything. YouTube's a little bit of everything.
There's Candace Bly back there being a carny.
Yeah, Candace Bly's in the back, working the games. It's hustling like Joe Dirt,
Yeah.
Aqua Jenny says Dolly's faces never disappoint. Okay. Well, Rose is my buddy. She's a little all over the place sometimes, but sometimes I'm all over the place too. Like tonight, I've been all over the board. I came up here thinking, hey, I'm going to talk true crime, and then I did 20 minutes on soap. You know what I'm saying? Right? But it's
Dolly, man.
Yeah, I guess whatever's on my mind, is what I come up here and spit.
That's what we want.
So, but like I was just trying to explain to Rose, it's just I want to expand a little bit into different avenues. I think people like talking about other things than just true crime.
I'm feeling like that too.
Okay, Mab, what do you think about this unspent bullet casing in the Delphi murder?
Well, that unspent bullet casing did not get handled correctly per forensic protocol. Number one, that could have been anybody. That could have been anybody's casing. And Nancy's talking about a bullet. You never seen the bullet? It's not a bullet. It's a casing. And they're ejection marks, and they're not. And they do have lands and grooves.
Well, no. It is a bullet. It has never been fired.
Oh, so it's just got ejected because it was in the chamber.
Yeah, it ain't been a fired bullet. It's
all
a
right.
bullet.
Well, they can't see nothing on the bullet because it's still inside the casing.
Now the bullet sits on the outside of the case. You ever damn had a gun in your life, man? You know what I'm saying? You ever loaded a gun?
I got a concealed carry license. So does Mrs. Mad.
Oh my God! You scare me. You don't know how the damn bullet works on the damn gun.
I know how, but it's just spring loaded, and the injection marks are minimal. Not compared to a fired bullet. It's
Here's
way
the thing about that. You can scratch the bullet up by putting it into the clip.
exactly.
It's hard to tell. There's no way to determine if that bullet
Exactly. That's what
came
I'm
from
saying.
that gun. Okay, we know it was a 40 caliber bullet, right? And the Weber, the dude that owned the property with the white van, he had the same 40 caliber gun, shot the same bullet.
Could be his.
Could be his. Exactly. So
And I lost my thought.
look, so they fired a bullet, and when the bullet ejected from the gun, they compared that to the unspent round.
Well, I want to see 5 or 10 other 40 cals fired and compare.
Exactly right. And what their defense said is you're comparing apples to oranges. They're both fruits, but you can't determine a fired bullet from an unfired bullet. You're comparing a fired bullet from an unfired bullet. Why ain't you comparing two unfired bullets?
You ought to be comparing 10 or 20 ejected bullets from a 40 cal and see what they look like.
They couldn't get it to match. They tried that. They couldn't get the bullet to match.
Any other 40 cal?
They ejected the bullet from his gun.
From the same gun?
From the same gun.
And they couldn't get it to match.
They couldn't get it to match.
It ain't the one then.
It ain't the one. I said, but when they fired it, they said it matched.
How the hell are they talking? It's not a fired bullet, it's an ejected bullet.
It's the ejected bullet. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't believe this shit. That's why I think he's innocent.
Among all the other shit stacked up, I mean, they're railroading this poor guy.
Look, listen, you know me. I think everybody's guilty as shit. I wouldn't get up here and say this man's innocent if he wasn't innocent. Okay. Because you know me, I want to convict everybody. Right. And I don't usually get up here and go, people are innocent. I'm not in the innocent.
The time situation with the phone doesn't match when he was on the bridge.
He wasn't even there. When the phones were plugged into, headphones were plugged into it, he wasn't even at the bridge.
He was driving around, right?
He had left at 4:00. The phone got plugged in at 5.
But they probably have cams of him leaving after he left.
And none of the witnesses described him. Right?
What a curly-haired guy.
They said a curly-haired guy. They said a younger guy. They said a guy that had definitely didn't have blue eyes. Richard Allen. Keegan Allen. Right now he's a heavier set guy, but at the time that this happened, it's been 7 years. He was a thinner guy. He was heavy set. He kind of looks like the bridge guy. Everybody looks like the bridge guy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the bridge guy.
Yeah, you may be the bridge guy. I could be the bridge guy. I ain't never been to Indiana though.
I was born in Indiana. I lived there for 15 years.
Did you? You may be the bridge guy then, man.
Yeah.
You can't tell. That shit's like looking at Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You can't tell who that shit is, right?
Blurry.
You ever notice any important videos in this world are always shot in
I've seen some clear Bigfoot videos.
I ain't never seen a clear Bigfoot.
I've seen a portal open live and a creature materialize inside.
That's some old editing shit right there.
No. This is real. Scott Carpenter did it.
What?
It's called, I forget what the channel's called, but he died. He passed away. Some people think Bigfoot had something to do with him dying because
Bigfoot had something to do with this man. You ever hear about Bigfoot having babies?
they have babies.
Did you ever see American Horror Story?
No.
Okay, we're getting off topic, but okay,
right.
This is one of these things I'm going to be bringing to the channel, so I'll give it to you now.
Cool.
Okay, there was this tribe. Okay, first American Horror Story. There was these two twin girls that had the funny shaped heads. I don't ever seen it. It was a Freak Show. It was called Freak Show. Them two girls have this genetic, something genetically different with their DNA is the reason they're the way they are, and they're saying that these people are descendants of Bigfoot. All right. And that Bigfoot was in this tribe, and the people of the tribe were having sex with Bigfoot, and Bigfoot had babies, right? Like a person. And, and them descendants bloodline passed, and the two girls in American Horror Story on Freak Show are from that bloodline.
Do they have any special powers?
No, they have deformities. They got
that doesn't sound right.
They have odd ass shaped heads and
Bigfoot, in my opinion, are partial from fallen angels, Nephilim. They're partial fallen angels. They got that DNA. And the more DNA they got of fallen angels, the more weird shit they can do.
But what about if Bigfoot is it has the gene that is missing from primate to man? What if it goes primate, Bigfoot, man? You understand what I'm saying?
Not buying that.
The missing X gene.
I think we were made by the Anunnaki probably, and they were trial and error. They were mixing and matching the existing hominid that was here with their DNA.
According to the Anunnaki, they created first they created giants. And then they left and they came back and giants were ruling the planet and they killed off the giants. Then they started creating in clay jars, they started splicing DNA and they created the black man. Okay. And then they created the Asian, right? And then they created the white man.
Sounds plausible.
So that's according to the Anunnaki.
They were trying to create a worker that could mine the gold. So they could take it back to their planet and put it in the atmosphere, right?
Yeah, Zachariah Snitchin was the guy's name that wrote the book, because he could translate the Sumerian text, and they were record keepers, so they had a bunch of records that they kept, and he was able to translate it. Him and another guy. There's two people that could translate the Sumerian text, and that's where they spoke of the aliens and demigods, right? People that were having babies with gods. They become demigods. Yeah, well, hybrids, demigods, things like that. So, that goes into the Sumerian stuff. We like I said, when we started spanning things,
we're going to be cool.
We'll be talking
a lot about that shit. I get into it.
We'll be talking more about the ancient times and the Sumerians and just different UFOs and different things. So, world events, true crime. I'm going to span it into all kinds of things.
I think you'll grow a lot faster that way.
I know I will. Because my last channel, I was, I did bigger views. Hold on.
I'll be right back.
Dolly. Okay. That was quick.
No.
Now you got me questioning if Bigfoot birth. Look, there's some stories and I'll play some videos. Matter of fact, if I went back and just on Jams TV and pulled up some of the videos that I made private, I go over a bunch of stuff on Bigfoot, aliens, and I'm going to bring some of that stuff back. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Not too bad.
Awesome. I have been waiting to call. Oh, well, I shouldn't say waiting, but I've been trying to call. Number one, PJ, love you. You're beautiful.
Okay, hold on. PJ's standing right here by me. She said she loves you and you're beautiful, PJ.
I said thank you.
And
every time
let
I feel
her
like I
know.
get caught up on
Hold on 1 second, okay?
On something, I literally have like 10 freaking new packages. I'm going to bed.
You going to bed?
I can't catch up on nothing. Like my pile is done, but it's like I now have like 10 more to ship.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I know.
Thank you guys that have been ordering. Okay. I'll be in there soon. Ish. All right, go ahead, caller.
I don't care.
Okay, Miss PJ. I don't care what anybody else says. You're such a beautiful person. And always remember that. Number one, we all put our pants on the same way. And it's called one leg at a time.
I'll put mine on 2 legs at a time.
Oh, do you really?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I put them on backwards.
Anyway, let me go to the alien end of things.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever wondered or thought about how in the world did the Egyptians build those pyramids when back in the day
Levitation?
There you go. That are aliens. They had superpowers.
Aliens didn't build them. They had greater technology than we know of in the ancient times. But you ever heard of the Baghdad batteries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had power in the ancient times. We didn't get batteries to the 1800s. So there's lost technology. The ancient people knew how to power things. We learned way later how to make a battery. So they were more advanced than people gave them credit for. They had light
And we
bulbs.
are today, probably.
Right.
You know, they understood medicine. They understood the frequency, right? And frequency
Right.
is what makes things levitate. So these stones they were moving. I don't know if you've seen ancient pictures, but they were standing around the stones blowing horns, hitting a certain frequency, and then vibrations were making the stones lighter, and they were able to move the stones.
Oh,
Right.
Did you ever hear about that dude that built that stone garden? And I think it was where
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. In Florida.
I think it was
Yeah,
Texas.
and the stones are like fucking tons. They're like huge, and he says he did it with a little
Whatever, they look
pulley.
like ice cream cones.
He did it with a little pulley and a rope, but he wouldn't let nobody watch him do it. And
Some kids saw him, Dolly, and he was pointing something that looked like
And he
ice
was
cream
what?
cones at the rocks when he levitated them out of the flatbed.
yeah, that he was levitating rocks is what some people believe. And it goes into what's the dude's last name? Hutcherson, the Hutcherson effect.
Oh, that Hutchison dude. He
Yeah,
did some crazy shit with vibration and
I'll have
energy.
to look that up. And
yeah,
then the other
sound waves.
Hutchison picks
Stonehenge.
up.
Think about those rocks.
You know, he dresses like a woman now.
Really?
Yes, I watched the video he did the other day,
Oh my
and
God.
he was dressed in drag.
They call it the Hutchison effect.
Yeah, he's a mad scientist, is what he is. He's really
Yeah.
mad now. He's lost his damn mind. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he had a,
Gotta look
he had-
that up.
I think half the world has lost their mind, to be perfectly honest. But the thing is, nobody wants to admit it.
yeah. I mean, you can be whatever you want to be. I guess I ain't got no problem with him dressing like a woman. It's what he created is unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you see it, you're like, he could make liquids and shit levitate. It didn't have to be metal. He was making all kinds of stuff levitate. He said that he was doing experiments and shit, and his neighbors' houses were levitating, and the CIA, when he lived
Yeah.
in Canada, showed up in Canada. The U.S. government showed up in Canada and took all his research.
Whoa.
He would buy military surplus electronic
Crazy.
stuff and
I'd be
Yeah,
upset.
make them all work.
yeah, he would
But
buy
let me.
radios from the military.
But this, I mean, have you? There's a show on TV. I'm not going to name it. I want to say it's out in Colorado,
Uh-huh.
and it's an actual ranch, and everything. They've seen tractors that have levitated, and something to the effect of that all of their electronics and everything else go haywire whenever whatever it is on this ranch.
Are you talking about
You know,
Skinwalker Ranch?
I wasn't going to say it.
Oh, yeah, I watched the show Skinwalker Ranch. I watched the show. I watched movies about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
yeah,
I
that is pretty bizarre.
it's crazy.
They
It
also
really is.
believe an alien battle took place there.
Colorado?
That's why there's so much power there. I'll put power as being, you know,
Yeah,
the
it's definitely
electronics.
strange. Some of the top scientists in the world went there to study that place. Something's going on there, or was going on there at some point.
In Colorado or Skinwalker?
Exactly.
Skinwalker.
Now let
Probably
me
a
explain something else.
buried UFO or
Back in
something.
the day, and this kind of really way out there. God told, you know, here is matter. You know, organize it. It's unorganized matter. Organize it. My thoughts is that it was stuff from different planets that didn't make it, that were whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I think that the dinosaurs and some of the other things.
Dinosaurs ain't real.
Oh, well, okay. But what I'm thinking, what my thought is the plates in the United States around the Earth and everything else. I think it was like slapped together. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I believe in
Oh yeah,
God.
everything was connected at one point, and then it separated. The plates have
But
moved.
what I'm saying is that
Pangea.
came from the different planets, and all I did was put matter together and organized it. And these are the different plates. That's the reason why we're finding dinosaur stuff. That's the reason why we're finding this ancient stuff, so on and so forth. I don't think that the Earth was made with just like one single you know, like everything was brand new. I think it was patched together on these plates, and that's the reason why we have plates. The other thing is like up in New York, you build so much concrete on a certain area of land, okay, it's going to get heavy. Therefore, it's going to sink to a point, okay? And the thing is that the earth is a living being, and it has aches and pains too. So whenever it moves, those plates move.
Yeah, I don't believe in a whole mass extinction either. But look, hey, I appreciate you calling in.
Love ya.
All right, peace.
What do you think happened then?
Okay, look, she says right here, she says dinosaurs are real. Look at alligators and crocodiles. You're absolutely right. They were around during the dinosaur times, and so was the woolly mammoth. But the woolly mammoth is just an Asian hairy elephant, right? I don't believe there was a T-Rex. Okay. I know that's Rose calling. That, you know, that there were dinosaurs. Like, I watched a scientist, and he was doing this experiment. And back in the day, when the Earth was first forming, animals were bigger. Okay.
Yeah, because there was more oxygen, there was a different atmosphere.
The pressure.
Gravity was less, probably.
He was doing an experiment on atmospheric pressure. The pressure that is on the planet keeps things small. So he took these rabbits that were from the same litter, and he put them in these tanks. And one tank had the atmospheric pressure of today that we experience, and one had what he thought was the atmospheric pressure of the world when it was first creating. And the rabbit that was in the one grew really fucking big. Really big. And then the rabbit that had the atmospheric pressure of to what the world is facing today was small. So animals back in the day, right, were growing bigger. But I believe the animals have always been the same, right? You had the woolly mammoth, which is just an elephant. You had alligators, you had crocodiles, you had bigger sharks, which is
how do you explain the bones
megalodon
together?
Because they find, T-Rex that's in the Smithsonian, his bones could fit in a little small bowl. They start creating it, and then when ticket sales go down, they find a new dinosaur. It's fake.
Could be.
It's fake. If there was a mass extinction, how do we still have dinosaurs today? Alligators, crocodiles. There was never. How would everything come back? Right? No, there was never no mass extinction. The planet was never completely wiped out.
But everything didn't die.
So everything came back but the dinosaurs? Think about that.
Well, there was a lot of places where I think, what I think happened is that
we got all the animals back, but no dinosaur came back.
But
you know why it didn't come back? Because it didn't never exist.
Knowledge of the cataclysm, and they're talking about a bunch of arks like Noah's Ark, but there was really like a bunch of them. And I think they took the DNA, because they had that technology back then, they took the DNA of all these animals and preserved it.
Yeah, we are way off topic. Somebody said, Dolly, we are way off topic. What's up, Rose?
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
Oh,
I
Lord.
hear what you're saying, but I think what's happened is that the evolution, how things change, even we as people, we change, our bodies change, everything. And the big dinosaurs, they're finding.
What did they change into, Rose?
The smaller and smaller
the smaller dinosaurs?
No, they're birds.
Smaller versions of that type of species.
You know what the closest living relative to a chicken is?
You?
An alligator.
Come on.
Yeah, they say it tastes like it.
Chicken has scales. Yeah.
Yeah, they do have scales.
Yeah. And they used to have teeth. They used to have teeth. They found fossils of chicken with serrated teeth.
They have dinosaur-looking feet.
Yeah, they didn't always have beaks. They had serrated teeth.
But see, that was
look it up. You think I'm crazy? I ain't lying.
No,
Google it.
That was from
Google it. You'll be like, damn, Dolly be knowing some weird shit.
Right, but that was that huge bird from way back in the dinosaur days that had that same beak. I saw it.
A pterodactyl?
A pterodactyl or something like that. So things just be getting smaller. I just don't believe that.
I just don't believe that, and I don't believe we came from monkeys.
No, definitely
Well, I
not.
don't believe that either.
We didn't evolve from monkeys. I can't even climb a tree.
Well, because you live in a country or a land where you don't have to do that anymore. See, there's something to be thankful for.
I mean, if I went outside and started climbing trees a day, I wouldn't become good at it.
I know what you meant, Jimmy. But I'm just saying, I believe there were these creatures, and I just think,
Okay,
things
Rose, we got
change.
you can call back in a little bit. We got another call coming in. Let me take it.
Okay,
All right,
later.
peace. Dolly. You can call back in a little bit. We got another call coming in. Let me take it. Dolly.
Okay.
All right, cheers.
Turn it down in the background.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Jay here's from Kansas.
Hey, Jay.
Probably known through my wife. She goes by Pitbull Mama.
Pitbull Mama. Yeah, I know who your wife is.
Yeah. I gotta correct you on some few things about this Anunnaki story with Zachariah Sitchin.
Okay, let's do it.
Now, it all comes down to, as you say, the Anunnaki. Now, with us being here already, we were here already.
A form,
We're here already.
Cro-Mag man was here.
Well, they pretty much, the scientists already found that the first hominids that they used, our ancestors, pretty much, these are our ancestors, was the first hominid. They already named her. Her name was Lucy, okay?
Africa.
But we were animals. I'm telling you, we were animals here. And we were here already when they came.
Yes.
But when they came for one reason, to mine gold.
Yeah, to spray into their dwindling atmosphere because they circled two suns, and when they were in deep space, they needed to keep the heat in their planet. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Now with Mab talking about what was it he said? He said something about the fallen angels. Now the fallen angels were the Gigi. They were the fallen angels. They came down from Mars, where they were from. They came from Mars. That's where there's pyramids on Mars. Okay, I don't give a shit about what other people say about, oh, there's no pyramids on Mars and there's no face on Mars. Okay, bull. There is too. Now, the face is pretty much an Anunnaki king that was the first man Anunnaki. I call them man. These people were men just like us. They put pants on just legging it one at a time like we did. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when they came down from Mars, that's where they get this. Where we get this from Sumerian tablets. Okay. They came down to start war because they were the ones that were the lower class Anunnaki. They were the workers. Pretty much, they mined for over 200,000 years here on Earth, and pretty much there they were. It's just a crazy story.
Well, I mean,
I always wanted to know. Where I came from, because the Bible is where they got this Bible, and I don't believe in religions no more. All religions to me are cults, gathering places, and all they're worshiping is a false god. Because God to me is not no human. It's not a he like they call it.
Well, in the Bible it says
like,
we were created in God's form. And
correct.
But what I'm saying is,
well, the thing is, Jimmy, the thing is about God's form, they pretty much they made us in their image and in their likeness. And that's what it says in the Bible and the scriptures. Now, I believe in the Bible. There's good things in the Bible, but these religion people are like preaching to the wrong God. This God in the Bible are these entities, these Anunnaki people. We call them gods because of the technology they had, of course. Like if we running around in these fucking, excuse my language, but these like animal suits because the God that told us about us woke us up pretty much. Now they call it the forbidden fruit in the Bible. But to me, it's knowledge. They gave us knowledge and told us who we really are, and they created us even more better than them, pretty much. Like when the God came down in the Babylon story in the Bible, and he destroyed the tower, and you seen all the people that were getting along. Everybody spoke the same languages. This God got pissed and blamed everything on his brother, the one that gave us the knowledge of who we are and why he created us and this and that. And his brother, this is all about his brother, and his brother's name is Enlil in the Sumerian tablets.
Correct.
And everybody in the Bible calls him Yahweh. Okay, and this is the Yahweh character. If you ever read Deuteronomy in the Bible, it's nothing but war, killing, murder, rape, everything. Okay, and why are you preaching on this God that's doing all this killing when it's in this Moses character? He goes up in the mountains and he brings these tablets down. What is the first commandment in this thing? Thou shalt not kill. So why is this God doing all this killing?
They're trying to wipe out a certain.
I mean, that depends on what religion you are, too. I mean,
that's
if
just
you mix,
the religion. That's what I'm talking about, Jimmy. Religion is everybody. It's the same way with Jehovah's Witnesses. It's all these religions, Jimmy.
yeah, but let's say the Anunnaki are the first man. Somebody created them. There's a higher power.
Exactly.
Yes, there is a higher power. That's what I was getting to.
It really don't matter what religion you are, but there is something greater than us.
Yeah.
You know, and that is God to me. Your God, you may refer to him as something
You already
different,
spoke of it.
but
So,
it's the
Jimmy?
higher power. It's the creator. You know,
The
some people
source.
call him Allah, or, you know, or, but
Oh no, Jimmy, that's another entity. I'm sorry to tell you that is another God that's in a
whatever you call your creator, there's a creator. There is something that started this. You know,
But they've already discovered that there is a creator because it's stated in the Bible that we live in a matrix, and
In
it's
the
matrix several times in the Bible. So we live in a matrix. We really do. We live in a creation.
You know, I made a video.
They've already proven that there's 11 dimensions. If there was not enough in the 11 dimensions, the third dimension that we live in would crash. They've already scientifically proven it.
I did a video called "Escaping the Matrix," and that video did 1 million views.
I never seen that.
It was on my other channel, and then I had a clip in it from Netflix, and they struck me.
Oh,
that
really?
video did 1 million views before it got struck down. I had to take it down. They were going to sue me. Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I disputed it, and they came back and said if I dispute it again, they'll take me to court.
Wow. See, because there's a lot of truth. They don't want the truth. They don't want the truth to come out. And the Vatican, they know a lot, and they've got stuff like underneath that place. You got to be in a higher authority to be able to get down there.
Okay.
But
well, look, we got way off a topic, and there are going to be nights that we discuss things like this. So we're going to leave that for those nights. But I appreciate you calling in.
Okay.
All right. You be good, my brother.
All right,
Peace.
peace.
See, people like some of these topics, and you know it's going to bring new people in, deep thinking people. You know, when you start talking about the universe, who am I? Where it?
Hey, Dolly.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. I see your face is looking better.
I don't know how much better, but yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
Almost as good as Mab.
Talk a lot about.
Yeah, almost as good as Mabs.
Yeah. Hey, Mab. Can Mab hear me?
He can hear you, but you can't hear him.
Okay.
Who's this?
I just wanted to say I've been watching you for several years now, and when I first seen Mab, God love him, when he was first on there, he had his jaw.
Yeah, and he had the popsicle sticks in his mouth.
Yes, and was slobbering and
slobbering. Yeah, he was a big old drooler. With a
God
rag,
love
all on the
He's looking.
painkillers, nodding out and shit.
He's come a long way. I'm
Uh-huh.
very, very happy. He is a lot better.
Appreciate that.
But I don't think that we came from animals. I don't think we came from monkeys, because in the Bible I thought it said God created us in His own image, and I don't
Mhm.
think He's an animal.
Yeah, I don't either. I think we're on our own species. That's why they can't find that gene, the missing gene.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, and
monkeys are similar to us, but they ain't
they
us.
are. They are. And you'll see pictures where the monkeys started looking like a big gorilla thing, and then they kept easing on
You know,
down to what
here's
we
my
are.
thing. Here's my thing. If evolution, which they teach us in school, is real, why don't we see monkeys turn into man now?
That's right.
Where's the different? You know, where's that? Why don't we still see these transformations happening? We still have monkeys and we have men, but we don't have no monkey men. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, where's that person at? Why ain't there a monkey right now evolving into human?
That's true. That is true. Hey, and Rose said something about your background you have behind you.
Uh-huh.
You need to put that. I was watching PJ today, you and PJ today on the beach.
Yeah.
Neptune holding the turtle.
Oh.
That thing was awesome.
Oh yeah, the big Neptune, yeah, with the holding the turtle and the octopus. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I remember when they built that there.
Well, it really looks good. I thought, man, he needs to put that back there. He's a turtle man back there.
Uh-huh.
So, hey, and PJ's doing such a good job.
She works her ass off.
She does.
A lot of it's so behind the scenes, people don't see it, but I see it every day, you know.
Oh, yeah. She has to be. I mean, she's always doing that stuff. Code now. I missed the Halloween one. We were out of town.
The new one's Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, and I wanted to also tell you that me and that old man that you met down there at the church that day, I was chasing you down off the long hall.
Yeah, I remember.
Today
You gave me the glasses.
I did, and the Coca-Colas. I did.
Yeah, that was awesome. I don't drink Coca-Cola anymore, but I still wear glasses.
Yeah, that's good that you don't drink Cokes. I wish I didn't. I drink a couple a day. So
Well, I
wish
drank a
did.
soda earlier today because they didn't have nothing else to drink at the place I was at, and I think it was like a flat Pepsi. That's what it tastes like anyway.
Did you have withdrawals when you stopped drinking the sodas?
Not real bad this time. I think fear overcame the withdrawals. There was a time when I did try to quit drinking sodas, and I had real bad withdrawals from I was having really bad headaches, everything. So yeah, there's withdrawals that come from not drinking soda.
You got scared straight.
Hey, I tried one time, and boy, my head was killing me.
Yeah.
And I would drink a soda, and my headache would go away. That's awful how soda can give you withdrawals.
Yeah, it's like your body gets used to taking in all that sugar, and then when you cut that sugar out, your body has a reaction to it.
Right.
You know,
But
I quit everything kind of simultaneously, so I was going through a little bit of stuff, but I want to live. You know what I'm saying? So it was to get rid of all the bad and start trying to do some good in my life, put good things in my body, and take out some of the bad stuff.
Right. You're doing really good. I'm very proud of you. Very proud.
Yeah, I mean, I've been cheating a little tiny bit, but not bad.
Yeah.
You know,
that's okay to just cheat a little every now and then.
yeah, I went and got a greasy ass cheeseburger, and it's the first one I had in I think 3 months, and I ate it and had super bad heartburn. I ain't never eaten a cheeseburger again. You know what I'm saying? My body's done got used to not having that type of shit in it, and when I put it in it, it made me feel terrible.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to let you go and let someone else call in, but it's after midnight now. But I was going to. That old man and myself, our 45th wedding anniversary was yesterday.
Congratulations! That's
put up with you
a
for
long
that long?
time.
That's true. That's a long time. I'm here to
Well, you
tell
got you a good one. You got a good one. He seemed like a super nice person.
Yeah, he is. He is. All right, Dolly. Good
All right.
to talk to you.
You be good.
All right.
All
Bye-bye.
right, peace. Yeah, I met her down in Hendersonville when I was down there looking for Sebastian Rogers. She come track me down and ran up on me. You know me, I'm sketchy of people, you know. And she was
Who is she?
she's a local down in Dolly.
Hi, Dolly. This is Miss CC 502 from Kentucky.
Hey, Miss CC.
I just wanted to call in on the Delphi case where I got you and Mad on here.
Okay. We got a little off topic, but we'll jump back on.
Sorry. It's just been on my mind. But I think they're railroading him.
Uh-huh.
I think that it has something to do with the owner of the property and Keegan Klein.
Possibly.
I have a feeling there was two people with them girls, because I don't think one person can control two young girls that are able to run away really fast.
Yeah, probably really
So
fast too. When you that age, you can run your ass off.
Yeah, so I have a feeling there was two people present, not on the bridge, but maybe one was waiting down the hill.
Well, no, I think there was two people on the bridge, because listen to this. When we see the bridge guy, he's really far away. When we hear somebody say girls down the hill, it's only a few seconds later. So how did he get all the way across the bridge to say that fast?
Yeah,
you can't run across the bridge because if you step wrong, your foot will fall through the bridge. There's gaps in it.
Yeah.
Railroad ties.
Think
Yeah.
about it. If you already got mental incapacity, something going on up there, and then they throw you in solitary, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I agree. And the bullet didn't match, and he gave false statements in the beginning. It didn't make no sense. And he didn't know the girls would be there.
Yeah, what gets me the most is he didn't know how they died.
Yeah, I agree.
That right there, it's not him.
I lean towards Keegan and his daddy, is what I think it is. I think that's why that one of them was walking up in the front, right? And the bridge guy does look like Keegan's daddy. And I think Keegan walked up behind them. That way they didn't have nowhere to run. They were trapped. Because the bridge guy was far away, and then you hear a guy go, girls, down the hill. Where did that guy come from? Because he can't be the bridge guy, because the bridge guy was more than 30 seconds away, and the video ain't but 41 seconds long. He didn't run across the bridge.
Can't fly.
Yeah, he can't fly.
Not a man that age.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that there's two people, and maybe the guy that they videotaped is part of it, but there's somebody else that came up behind them.
I hope the jury sees through their BS and does the right thing.
Yeah, I hope they, here's the bad thing. They're not letting all this evidence in, because if they do and he gets found innocent, he's going to sue the shit out of Delphi, Indiana, because they spent $4 million on this trial, over $4 million. This ain't a big place that has a bunch of money, and he's going to sue them for everything they got.
I hope he does. That's messed up.
Yeah, I mean, something's going on, and I don't think it's Richard Allen. I don't know exactly what, but I know there's enough reasonable doubt that you can't put this man in prison for the rest of his life.
Agreed.
This county he's in is scared. They're scared. They know what he's gonna do if he gets proved innocent. So
and here's the thing. It's been 5. Okay, he was out for 5 years, and he didn't kill nobody else.
Right.
Right. So it don't make no sense. And then during that, Keegan and his dad left for Vegas. Why'd they leave?
Does Richard Allen have a criminal record?
Is his dad the owner of the property?
No, there's another guy. That's the Weber guy. And Ron Logan owns the property where they were found. The Weber guy owns the property right next to the bridge. And where they were found actually on Ron Logan's property. And Ron Logan, believe it or not, his ex-girlfriend says that he's the bridge guy. But that's just her saying it. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but it's definitely enough to put some doubt and to go, okay, maybe Richard Allen's not the bridge guy. Maybe he don't have nothing to do with it. And he's just a crazy ass dude that would confess to, stealing bubble gum. If you told him, hey, some bubble gum's gone, he'd be like, I stole it. He'd confess to anything.
Yeah.
How many days was he in solitary?
Like a pickleball right now.
I think he was in solitary 17 months.
Holy shit.
Ooh, that's a long time.
Yeah, he's been locked up for a while, and yeah, it's bad. When you have mental health issues, they're not supposed to lock you in solitary over 30 days.
You're not supposed to go straight to prison.
Yeah, that too. Right. They said for his own safety. Well, I think prison, more people get stabbed in prison than they do jail.
Yeah.
More people die in the prison system, way more than they do in the jail system. So, and I think they did that, and they were treating him like Hannibal Lecter, locking him down 23-1, injecting him with drugs, antipsychotic drugs, but they say he's not crazy. Well, if he's not crazy, why are you giving him drugs? You're only giving him drugs because he is crazy, and y'all just don't want to admit that, because if you say he's crazy, then your whole case falls apart. 13 months, my bad. What did I say, 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13 months. Thank you, Justice for James.
Kind of scared of the judicial system.
Well, I mean, who ain't scared?
Good to see you, Cindy.
I'm scared to death of the police, the judges, all of them, right? And I ain't even crazy. I'm still scared of them.
Just a little bit.
Trouble, but it's got me want to walk on my tippy toes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if people let them get away with railroading this man into prison, it could be you next.
That's right.
You know,
it's gonna create a lot of controversy with the law
enforcement. George says, "Be the next Art Bell." You know, when I started the call-in shows, because of Art Bell. And if you watch Jams TV, it was really close to Coast. I talked about alien phenomenons, the Anunnaki, a whole bunch of stuff like we've been talking tonight. And so many people are like, "We the new Art Bell." You know what I'm saying? But we're going to do stuff like that here. We're going to bring some of that, because I know that there was thousands of people that liked a lot of that stuff. And I know people like true crime, and we're not going to do them in the same show. We're going to have a true crime show where we talk just true crime, not like tonight. We got kind of
same channel, though.
Yeah, same channel, but then like midnight on, we'll talk aliens, phenomenons, UFO sightings, and just crazy shit. El Chupacabras, Bigfoot, these myths, these Mothman, and Area 51, and back engineering alien tech. We'll have a whole bunch of different topics.
Grassman.
Leo King says I'm from Jams TV, so then you know the type of stuff I used to talk about all the time. We're going to bring some of that back and some stuff.
But the last thing I'm going to say before I get off, I like that you want to do that. I'm the autistic person to be in the chat all the time, speaking to everybody. But it always keeps your mind going if you do different topics. It keeps it.
Yeah, and I just don't want to talk about the same thing every night. It's getting kind of, until there's some, really big true crime stories, then we'll kind of move on to the new true crime stories. But the same ones you can only talk about so much. But look, hey, I appreciate you calling.
Thank you, guys.
All right, you be good, girl. Peace. Yeah.
So why did early humans live so damn long?
I don't know. They would live in thousands of years, 700, 600 years.
Well, the early King's List, if you look at the King's List,
because there wasn't diseases and there wasn't all these terrible foods that we're eating now. Processed foods.
Different too.
If we go back to the alligator, there's like an alligator can live 600 years or more. There's really no life expectancy on an alligator unless they're poached or they fall ill to disease. So they should technically live forever.
You're kidding.
No, look it up. There's no life expectancy on an alligator. Like they live hundreds of years. If they don't get some type of disease or they don't get poached, they don't even know the life expectancy of it. They
see them crocs in Africa taking down like wildebeests.
Yeah, and I was going to get an alligator. You know how I've been saying I'm going to get an alligator, but I've been doing more research, and I don't think I'm going to get an alligator.
Gonna eat you.
Well, it's hard to tame them, and even the small ones, if they're pretty vicious.
You get a caiman.
That's what I was looking at, a dwarf caiman, and then I've been watching videos on people that have dwarf caimans, and usually most people that get them end up releasing them, or they take them to a zoo because they can't handle them. Right. You got to be really, they're hard. Even with daily handling, they're still pretty fucking ferocious, and they're powerful and strong. And even though they're a dwarf, they grow to 5.5 foot long. That is a powerful animal.
Enough to
At
take
five-
a finger off her hand.
That's what I'm saying. And you could easily lose a finger or a limb. And when they're full grown, they can do some damage, real bad
One
damage.
hell of a food bill.
Yeah, so we're gonna skip the alligator. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm getting some sugar gliders. We'd be all right. You know, something a little more not vicious. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a parrot or something. I don't know, but no alligator.
Cool.
So I
Sit on
told
your
PJ,
shoulder.
I went in there and told PJ today. I said, "Look, I know I've been talking about getting this Cayman because they're only $400." And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get it. It's just they grow really fast. Okay. And, even a small accident with one could be, a $20,000-$30,000 hospital bill. You know,
Not good.
Not that it's going to kill you. It's not really big enough to kill you, but it could fuck you up pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just bite an artery or hit a nerve or a tendon.
Yeah.
And I watched this dude that had a pet one. He lost a couple of his fingers. It didn't bite his fingers off, but at time his hand healed, he had to have his fingers removed. And I was thinking, okay, well, yeah, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So
If you had a heart attack, you don't need to lose some fingers.
nah, especially not on blood thinners. The damn thing bite me and I die. Right. So we're gonna skip the Cayman. I'm not gonna do the Cayman, but I'm gonna get me something else cool. Baby tiger or something. I gotta be able to compete with Justin's monkey. Okay.
He's got a monkey.
They're expensive. Monkeys are like $5,000.
Damn.
Yeah, I was looking at them.
Monkey trafficking.
I mean, they're expensive. They're really expensive. And that's a cheap one, $5,000.
Yeah.
So, and then, you got to put up with the damn thing. They're like babies.
Yeah.
So, I wonder how long he's going to keep that monkey before it drives him crazy.
When did he get it?
I guess he got it the other day.
Oh.
And the one he got, they're pretty expensive. They're expensive ass monkeys.
Why the hell would you want a monkey?
I mean, it's just a pet. Why would you want a pit bull? I mean, it's a pet,
I had a pit bull, man.
I mean, that's like anything. Why would I got an alligator? It's a pet, just anything, he wants a monkey. He bought him a monkey. He got money. You can't hide money, Mab. You can't hide that shit.
I got mine hidden.
No, I only got to take the blood thinners for a year. Is what my doctors are saying. Until because when you put a foreign object in your body, this stent is a foreign object. So your body wants to reject it. Right. So I take these medicines so my body don't reject the foreign object that they put in my heart. And then once that heals, I won't need them anymore.
Because they put all kinds of metal in my face.
Yeah, I know. And I'm sure that's why they put you on so many medicines too, because
they didn't put me on anything.
They didn't put you on nothing?
Well, I had some muscle relaxers. That's why I was nodding out.
Well, I don't know if putting something in your body is the same as putting something in one of your organs.
Yeah, a vein.
You know what I'm saying? And then your body wants to reject it. And that's what my doctor told me. She said, you cannot miss any of your medicines because, this is to keep your body from rejecting what we put in you. And so your blood's thin enough to pass through it because as it's healing, it could easily cause a blockage. So
will they ever take it out?
No, it's there forever till I die. No, it never comes out. They know how to put them in. I'm sure they know how to take them out if they had to, but no,
If they put one in me, I'd say just go around the heart and put one in all of the veins.
Well, I've heard people, I didn't even know nothing about how they did all that stuff, but I've heard people have stents in their legs and just any collapsed artery that they need to open up, they'll stent it.
Yeah, people with diabetes get all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
Feet, legs.
Yeah, people with blood clots and different things. So I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. That was brand new to me. Yeah. So
what's Nancy got to say? Is that over?
No, that's not over. No, we didn't even get too far into it because everything got so off track with aliens, UFOs, pyramids, the Anunnaki,
Mars.
Mars, yeah. He said people came from Mars. I mean, what about colonizing Mars? Would you colonize Mars, man,
I
if they
think
wanted
we
you to
have
go?
Mars. Mars has already been colonized.
I think that what they should do is basically, find people on death row and let
Yeah.
them go colonize Mars.
You see that? Ever see that advertisement where they're putting illegal aliens in Elon Musk's spaceship, but they keep
Well, I
blowing?
mean, think about it. Why not? Because if you took, let's just say, killers that are on death row, and you said, "Look, we're going to give you an opportunity to free you, and we're going to send you to Mars." All right. Well, the first people to go to Mars ain't going to make it. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to make it. So, I mean, do you want to send good people to Mars that's going to go there and die, or do you want to send criminals and let them colonize Mars?
Let them build all the infrastructure.
Yeah, right. Like if you look at Egypt, it was built by slaves.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we can't have
Slaves
slaves
were
today.
okay in the Bible. I mean, slavery was cool back then.
But what I'm saying is today it ain't. You know what I'm saying? So we can't have slaves build it. So you got to have prisoners build it, right? People that have been sentenced, let them go colonize Mars.
The new slave population.
And then if they survive, then we send our good people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we go there and prison
But I
them.
think we've already done that.
Put them back in prison.
I think we've already done that on the moon and Mars.
I don't think we've been in our lower Earth orbit.
You don't think we can get through the
Van Allen radiation belt?
Yeah.
No.
You
No,
don't think that we've conquered anti-gravity yet?
I think we're working on it.
I think we conquered it in the 50s.
You think so? A lot of people do think that.
You ever heard of J-Rod?
J-Rod, is it a YouTuber?
No, he was an alien.
No, I don't know nothing about J-Rod.
He worked at the Pentagon.
Now I know this. Lockheed and Boeing are working on anti-gravity things.
They already have technology in their jets.
You know when they started working, when I believe they started working on anti-gravity is when they
After Roswell.
Well, close. When they declassified the stealth bomber.
Yeah.
It's because they were working on something else. And I believe that aircraft is the Aurora. And that's the world's first anti-gravity aircraft.
Triangle with all the circles on the bottom.
Yes. And people are seeing it and thinking it's a UFO.
Yeah.
Right. But remember back in the day when people were seeing the stealth bomber, they thought that was a UFO. Yeah. And then they declassified that. And then said, oh, and then everybody realized, well, I didn't see a UFO. I just seen the stealth bomber.
I think half the shit people see is ours.
I think so too. And I believe that what people are seeing now is the Aurora, the anti-gravity aircraft, and it's supposed to be able to circle the Earth in 3 hours.
What about the one in Phoenix, that football field?
Oh, I don't know what the hell. That was a UFO right there. You know what I'm saying? That was big. That was big. The Aurora is not that big. It's no bigger than a regular aircraft.
Right.
You know, and have you heard about the triple booms in the sky that people have been recording?
Yes.
A lot of people believe that them triple booms are the Aurora. And it's like, yeah, but you only get one boom when it breaks the sound barrier, but they're getting triple booms.
That's because they're breaking something else.
They're breaking something else, right? They're breaking the sound barrier in the gravity.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's something to it.
So in an anti-gravity aircraft, they have, it has to warp space-time, so they have a field around it.
Yeah.
And if you're inside it, you can go 8,000 miles to zero, and you don't notice.
What about? I mean, people were on to this way back during World War II. What about the Glocken? You ever heard of that?
The Foo Fighters.
Yeah, that's a little bit different.
The Glocken was a German craft.
The Glocken was the German Bell.
Oh, yeah.
And they believe it crashed in 1980 somewhere, right? That somebody looked up in the sky and seen a burning bell in the sky, and that if you go to Germany, the housing for the Glocken is still there, but the bell's gone. And they believe the bottom spun one way and the top spun another way, which created an anti-gravity, and it was able to travel through time.
You ever heard of Victor Schauberger?
Not right off.
He was the guy who stumbled upon anti-gravity by studying rainbow trout and how they jump up the
stream.
waterfall.
Yeah.
They had some kind of anti-gravity effect because he was a forester and he just observed nature his whole life. And he observed sometimes that rocks would rise from the bottom of the creek and come to the top and then go back down. And then he observed how the trout would just fly up the damn waterfall without getting up any speed or anything. So there was some kind of anti-gravity effect going on, and he made I forget the name of it, but it was a device that spun with all these veins in it, and it would produce an anti-gravity effect. And one time they were testing it, slammed right through the roof.
I've never heard that.
And then they got him here, and they totally screwed the guy over. He was working for Nazi Germany.
Yeah, all the great scientists back in the day were Germans. They were so far advanced.
The whole NASA is
Germans, built by Germans. Yeah, the German scientists that we brought here. They built NASA, our missile defense systems, the space station, the space stuff.
First name they had for NASA was Nazi, but they changed it to NASA instead.
Did you? Have you ever heard about this one? You ever heard about the bat bomb?
The what?
The bat bomb.
No.
Well, in the war, they were going to burn down villages, right? So they thought they would put some napalm and strap it to bats. And they were testing it, right? And they had it in this thing that when they dropped it, it would open up and bats naturally fly to take cover, like in the dark, which would fly up into the attics of the buildings. And then they would release the napalm and burn the villages down, right? So they were testing it on a U.S. military base, and the bats got loose and burnt down the whole fucking base. You ain't never heard that?
No, I never heard of that.
The bat bomb, it was a failed attempt by the U.S., and they were studying it and trying to perfect it, but ended up burning down the military base.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah, the bats got loose, flew just like they planned it. They flew into the buildings, and the next thing you know, they detonated the buildings and everything burnt down.
What do you think about portals?
I mean, I don't know. I've never personally seen one.
I could send you a video of one.
I mean, there's so much, capabilities on video editing that it's hard to tell.
No, this is nothing like that.
Oh, hold on. I got the phone lines off. Hold on, let me come back on.
This guy had a camera on this front and the back on gimbals.
And
the back camera would catch all the shit that was going on behind him. He would turn around and go ahead.
Let me take this. Dolly. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
This is Jody from Winchester, Virginia.
Hey, Jody.
I talked to you once.
Okay.
I was talking about Jennifer Soto.
Okay.
Madeline Soto. All right. So anyway, why do you have Joe Scott Morgan on your TV, on your screen?
We thought he made a good background. No, we were watching stuff about Delphi, the Delphi murders with Nancy. And then we got kind of sidetracked, and we've been talking about aliens, UFOs, the pyramids, like all kinds of stuff. It's just,
I love that stuff. And the portals, like the gentleman you've got there.
Yeah.
Talking about, when there's
like
that would be a good idea to do.
Yeah, so like I was telling them in the beginning of the show that I'm expanding, so everything's not just true crime. So some nights we might be talking about UFOs, we might be talking about portals, we might be talking about Bigfoot, we might be talking about El Chupacabra, we might be talking about the moon landing, the Philadelphia experiment, and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's supposedly people used to be like huge, like really tall, like I don't know, like 3 times taller than we are now, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But, as far as Richard Allen goes, I'm not going to be happy with any of them. If it's guilty, not guilty, or hung jury, because on this one, I'm usually very opinionated on the crime. I just don't know about this one, so
that's reasonable doubt. If there's reasonable doubt, you got to let the man go.
You know what? I don't believe in that. I'm sorry.
You don't believe in letting people go? You don't believe in letting nobody go. You're a prisoner forever.
I hate reasonable doubt. I mean, usually, you know, if there's video and audio and DNA, you know, they've done it.
But there's none of that.
I am. If you listen to Cheryl McCollum, Mac,
Uh-huh.
Nancy Grace, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Gray Shoes, or whatever his name is, they will have you convinced.
That ain't right, though. I love Nancy to death, but she's wrong.
I know.
You know, there's reasonable doubt, and when you know, Nancy wants everybody in jail. Let's be honest. If you didn't even do it, she wants you in jail. And Gray Pubes, he's good at Google Map and stuff. But if I need a map to how to get to, you know, across the country, maybe I would watch his channel. But I don't need a map. I got GPS, so we don't even need that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice. I guess as nice as I can be.
If Richard Allen is Bridge Guy.
If, though, you just said it. We can't convict on if.
Okay. And he did kill the girls.
There's another if.
He was supposed to go out to lunch with his parents. He didn't go. It was a nice day. Why was he all bundled up? Why did he park way away?
Yeah, but they didn't have it. They don't have any of the clothes that the bridge guy was wearing. The car that was described by a witness was described as a Comet. He drove a Ford, not a Taurus? Focus. Yeah, Ford Focus. The witnesses saw a younger man with curly hair. And one witness said the person definitely didn't have blue eyes, and Richard Allen has blue eyes. You know, there's the only thing they have is an unspent bullet casing, and the Weber dude that owned the property next to the bridge, he had a .40 caliber gun that shot the same bullets.
Yeah.
So you got these girls on his property. They come up missing, and they find an unspent bullet casing that matches his gun and Richard Allen's gun. Now, if you could connect some of these people, I would say, there's a possibility, but
why would you kill two girls and leave them laying there on your own property?
He didn't. They left them on. If the Weber dude did it, he left them on Ron Logan's property.
Oh well, or Ron Logan.
And then Ron Logan's girlfriend said that that he was the bridge guy. She knew his voice.
That's true, but you can't count anything an ex-girlfriend or an ex-wife says.
Then you got the Elvis kid saying he spit on the girl's body, and he put branches on them. Okay, now we know from the crime scenes that pictures that leaked, they had branches on them, right?
Did they have spit on them? Did they have spit on them?
There was some fluid found, but they couldn't determine what it was. And then you have Keegan and his daddy, which catfished them, right?
Yeah.
So much reasonable doubt in this case. I've never seen a case with this much reasonable doubt.
Who said they spit on him?
If he is innocent,
The
that's
Elvis
the saddest
kid.
thing. But okay. Well, I just wondered why you have. I love Joe Scott Morgan. I wondered why he was up there.
He's a nice guy. I met him at CrimeCon.
Yeah. Is this your friend? This guy that's up here?
I don't know. I don't know this old man.
Okay. Yeah. Do some. I don't know what you call it. Paranormal or weird stuff. I love the chupacabra and all that stuff.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, that'd be good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you be good. You stay safe. Stay off the bridge.
Okay. Thanks.
There's a killer on the loose. All right. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye.
Now, there is the possibility, Mab, that he did do it. You know? I just think it's possible, but there ain't enough. Like, if there's any doubt, you're supposed to find him not guilty.
Right.
Dolly, Mab.
Doug from Tennessee.
What up, Doug?
Doug.
Hey, man. Y'all talking about my ancestors, my Bigfoot ancestors, you know.
You were definitely a Bigfoot.
Doug's part Nephilim. He's part Nephilim.
Mab says you're part Nephilim.
Hey, it is funny, though, when I look at that picture that I'm the tallest one in the group.
You were definitely the tallest one in the group. Now, listen, Mab can hear you, Doug, but you can't hear Mab. So if Mab says something to you, I got to tell you what he said.
Okay. But yeah, I just believe I like to see me go through a porthole.
A porthole?
Porthole.
I'd like to take that.
Pothole.
I scare people by seeing me.
Don't fall in a manhole, okay? Don't fall in a manhole, whatever you do.
He couldn't fall in a
Too
manhole.
big to fall in them.
Yeah, you're too big to fall in them. That's the same thing Mab said. He said you're too big to fall in a manhole. You might be a little Sasquatch or a Nephilim, a giant. You might have ancestors that were like Andre.
Recessive gene.
I had a grandpa was 6'10".
6'10".
Yes, sir.
That's pretty damn big, you know. The one thing I don't got is I don't have tall people problems. Like I don't ever hit my head on that.
Except the floor.
The floor. Yeah, you're right, Mab said I hit my head on the floor. You're right. I do hit the floor, right? But other than
You
that,
hit a lot. You hit a lamp.
I ain't never really hit a lamp, you know, unless I
You
stood on
did
that
in
chair.
Nashville.
Yeah, I did. I stood on that chair and hit my head on the lamp. You're right. But that's because I stood up on a chair.
I had to be the one that put the chair there, didn't I?
You set me up. I think it was a setup there, Doug. You made me hit my head. That's why I'm Riri right now. It's because you made me bump my head.
I just thought about it. That's why you fell the other day. Your head got hit up there in Nashville.
Maybe that's what's wrong with me. I'm blaming it on you, Doug. Okay.
Hey, that's all right. Blame me, brother. I'll still protect you.
That's the only time we've been the same size is when I sit on that chair, Doug.
Yeah, you see what fresh air was, didn't you?
Hey, that's the tallest I've been in a while. You know, I was looking down on the world.
Different atmosphere up
It's
there.
good to get all that fresh air when you're up top.
Oh, yeah, the air's better up there, I guess. You know, that's what they say. Anyway, you know.
I tell you, it is.
He said, I tell you it is. So what are you doing, Doug?
Just kicking back, relaxing from my golf game.
Have you been listening to our crazy conversations?
Yes, sir, I have, and I enjoy your crazy conversations.
Okay, a dinosaur's real, Doug?
Yes, sir.
They're real? You seen one? You have a pet T-Rex?
I ain't never pet T-Rex, but they got bones from them, so they was here one time or another.
But you know that when you go to the Smithsonian, that's elephant bones and bones from other animals, right?
Yes, sir.
T-Rex?
Yeah. The bones they actually have are small enough to put in a bowl.
This made the whole thing up.
I believe. He just comes out of, he's an alien.
I just don't believe there's ever been a T-Rex.
I just hope I don't never see a T-Rex.
They don't exist.
Well,
I don't think they've
never
ever
might.
existed. Me, myself, personally. How the hell do they know what them bones look like? They found little pieces of bones and then they built it into an 80-foot fucking T-Rex because it sells tickets to the Smithsonian.
I want to see what's in the Smithsonian
Like
space.
when Armstrong went to the moon,
We didn't go to the moon either, Doug.
I don't believe it. I don't believe they went to the moon back then.
They can't go to the moon today.
Well, they go into outer space.
They don't go into outer space. The highest they ever been is 150 miles above the International Space Station, and the astronauts started seeing stars in their helmet, and what they were experiencing was radiation. So they told the spaceship to lower itself, and they came down 150 miles, and they can't. It's the Van Allen radiation belt. They would have died if they would have traveled through space. And
Why don't they just anti-radiation the ship?
Back in the 60s, man, we didn't have the technology when Armstrong went out of space.
Yeah, I know.
To do that.
Did you see when he told that little girl, when the little girl asked him, why haven't you been back to space? He looked at her and said, because we never went.
I believe that 100%. I think it's all fake.
I just don't think he could bring himself to line to that girl. And she said, "What? I know your parents put you up to ask me this question." So he said it kind of like being a smart ass, but I think he actually told the truth. And have you ever been to the Smithsonian?
Yes, sir.
You see the spaceships that they travel in made out of aluminum foil?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't travel to no fucking moon and that. Come on. We don't have
that shit would have folded up before you even got out of space. You wouldn't even made it out of space.
They were driving a little vehicle on the moon and shit. I was like, come on now. You done lost your damn mind. And listen, we couldn't build a. So you telling me that they took a ship and flew that bitch 444,000 miles away, and had another ship dock from it, go land on the moon, right? Take back off, connect with it, fly back 44,000 miles, crash into the ocean, get out, do a parade. That shit did not happen. That did not happen in 1969. That shit did not happen.
Did you see how the flag was
I don't
blowing
believe
on the moon?
100% at all.
Yeah, there's
I know.
no wind on the moon, but they're saying that was from a thruster, Mab, that when the thruster moved, it made the flag move.
Nah.
Yeah. That's when that damn fan was blowing.
Yeah, the
They
fan
made the
was
flag
blowing in the
move.
studio. Yeah, I know. It was shot in an underwater tank or something like that.
Film that shit in Vegas on the
Yeah,
desert.
you can do it. You can do anything on TV. You can manipulate anything on a film.
Well, yeah, I mean, back then they got away with it too because the world believed it. It was during this, the Cold War, and they wanted to show the Soviets that our missiles had greater power than theirs, and we were able to get to the moon. And that means if we could get to the moon, we could strike them with our missiles. So it was to scare the Russians.
Propaganda.
What that was,
Yeah.
they just got the lie out before Russia got it out.
Well, because they worried them because they had Sputnik, right? They got that into lower Earth orbit, and then they thought that was spying on us because everybody was paranoid during them times. And then so America's had to say, well, we got to have something that's superior to Russia. Back then, everybody had better technology than we did.
Yeah.
We just stole all their technology. You know what I'm saying? We took it. That's what you got to do, right? You pull the wool over their eyes and take all their shit.
That's why we stay in wars. I think we just bully everybody.
I mean, there is some bullying that goes on. I would agree with that. There's some
We
bullying.
started the Ukrainian war.
And they want that person you're not going to bully. And that's old Trump. I don't think you can bully him too much.
Let's see what happens. He's only got 4 years to do it in. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't long.
Everybody's stopped fighting already. He's not even president yet.
He may get to stay another 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. You'll get JD Vance for the 8 years after that.
Or his son.
I just can't believe that so much of the country he won the popular vote and everything. I mean, people are sick of the shit that's going on in our country. I mean, I think the American people have made that clear, crystal clear. In the words of a dude from Tennessee, crystal clear.
Woke up.
How many people was in the United States of America?
200, 300 million.
All the money that they send overseas, they could give everybody $1 million in America.
Uh-huh.
Nobody would be broke. And forget all them other countries.
Yeah, I've never understood homelessness. Why don't they just give people a house?
Or a little shed, a tiny home.
Yeah, something. Build big ass apartment complexes and give them a unit. Why is there homeless people in our country?
Don't make no sense.
People in our country, but they illegal can come over here and they put them up in a $600 night motel.
I know. Why we got people sleeping on the streets. I say hell with that. You got to go, get in the country legally, right? And like PJ, I tell you, she's from Croatia. Her family had to, pay. They had to go, do the test and become U.S. citizens and all that. She's like, well, how is this fair to my family that had to struggle to do this, pay to be here, and then these people just come in free? So if some people that came into this country legit, they understand they had to go through a lot to get here, and these people don't have to do nothing.
Nope, just walk across the border and say our country is bad, and we can't.
And people think when you say that, you hate Mexicans. My baby's mama was Mexican. My kid's part Mexican. I don't hate Mexicans. I just think it needs to be fair. If you want to come to this country, contribute, but do it legally. If you just have no borders, then you allow criminals to come into the country. We want people that contribute to the country. We don't want people that are going to hurt people inside the country.
Amen.
Right? I mean, that's just and I think the country sees it that way because the people have spoken and that's what they've said. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody don't like Donald Trump, but it don't matter. It's what is right in this world, right? It's fairness. People think that you're racist if you say that. I don't hate Mexicans at all. I've met some really nice Mexican people. I used to work with a bunch of people from Guatemala. I have nothing personally against you. If you're a good, hardworking person, I would love to have you in this country. You know, I just don't want somebody that's robbing and killing and gangbangers to be able to go, okay, I'm going to go over there and sell drugs and just live my best
take
life.
stuff from everybody.
Yeah.
Take stuff from everybody.
Yeah. So
Could you just imagine it being up in New York, eating a big old $500 steak dinner, and all of a sudden 2 guys pull up and take everything you got?
now I don't know if
And
that's
ain't nothing
happening.
you
I'm
can
not
do
in
about
New
it?
York. And believe it or not, we have a large community of immigrants here where I'm at, and everybody seems to be great people. I mean, I have no problem with them.
I'm a minority. Most of the people
Well,
around me
nobody
are
does. As long as
either.
you're friendly and treat me with respect, I will treat you with respect.
Now, you know, for people that are coming in, you know, we got to be able to vet these criminals that are coming into our country, and you can't be like, well, everybody that's coming in is good. That's crazy to think, right? There's some bad people mixed in with those, and we need to be able to vet those bad people out. We have room here, you know, but you just got to do it legally. I truly believe that. Now, listen, I couldn't go to you know, I wanted to go to Canada. I was at Niagara Falls, and I couldn't get into Canada. You know why? Because they weren't going to let me because I didn't have a passport. Yeah, I didn't have a passport.
And you hadn't been vetted, you wasn't a criminal, and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
so I couldn't get in. So why can these people just walk into our country, but I can't go to Canada?
But
Okay.
what I'm saying though is they come over here with asylum, and every country in the United States of America is bad but us.
Well,
Can't live nowhere in the
countries
world
have
but
borders. You know what I'm saying? They you got to have certain passports and the right to be there. In our country, you don't really got to have that right now.
Yeah, but see, they holler asylum because we're afraid to live in our country. So they're saying every country in the United States and the world is bad but the United States. They're coming from Africa. They're coming from Guatemala. They're coming from
186 different countries.
all these countries are bad, but the United States is not bad.
I mean, the United States is great. It's the best country on the planet. That's why everybody
Well,
wants to come here.
Well, if they all come here, we ought to go there because there won't be nobody left there.
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get some cheap land in Mexico, Tijuana,
and retire like Doug, huh?
Yeah, go. You know, Guatemala's nice this time of year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. When they all come here, we just go somewhere else. We'll start a new America.
Yeah, over in Mexico, call it little America.
Little America. There you go, Doug. You solved it. All right, you be good. You stay safe, my brother.
Peace out, bro.
All right, peace. Yeah, like, you know, I have nothing against any race of people. If you're a good person, you're a good person. And I would, you know, here's the thing. If there was no opportunity here for me, I'd flee too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame them for coming here if you're seeking opportunity. Right. If you come in here to capitalize on our system and take advantage of that, then you don't deserve to be here. You know, you need, if I say I was to move to any foreign country, I would start learning their culture language. And their language. And then I would move to that country. I wouldn't just come in looking at you like can't hold a conversation or holding a phone in your face because you can't speak none of the language, none, and don't know nothing about. You couldn't name one president in the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I don't usually talk politics. I don't think that really has anything to do with politics. I mean, It does, but I mean, as a person, I like I'm saying, I have nothing against good people. And some people in this country make it out to be like, well, if you say that, you hate these people. I don't hate them. I just want the good people to come.
We just want a reasonable amount of people coming into the country at a reasonable rate, not 20 million at a time.
Yeah. You know, and you know, long as they're good people and not bad people, we don't want all your felons. You know, keep your felons and send us your good, hardworking people. And I think America is good with that. You know,
they're probably closing down prisons all over the place.
And when I couldn't get into Canada, it pissed me off because I could see it. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking to myself, I'll probably never get another chance in my life to go to Canada, and I can't get in. You know, like what the hell, Canada? Right? What the hell? Right? Like what?
Our sister country.
I guess they don't want Americans moving in on their territory. I don't know.
That Trudeau's a piece of work.
You know, I'm like, damn, I wanted to really go visit because I was right there at Toronto. and you could see the casinos and the big buildings and everything right there from the falls. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, it's crazy. I'm standing here, but I can't stand over there, So I felt a little like, and that's what made me be like, well, if they got borders, why don't we have borders? I don't personally have nothing against people, but Canada ain't just allowing me to walk in, so why are we allowing these people just to walk in?
We have borders. We just don't enforce it.
Yeah, I know.
They thought that if they let that many people in, that they would all vote the other way, and they didn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you get your electoral votes by how many people are populated in your state.
Correct.
And that's why California has so many, because it's so heavily populated. And it's almost unfair that they have so many compared to the rest of the country. Right. So if you allow all these people in, of course, your population is going to be huge. And, you get all these electoral votes. And, what is it, 54 in California?
I don't know.
That's more than Texas. That's more than you could add a bunch of states together and it don't equal that. I was just thinking
this could be 3 states if you wanted to, California.
Yeah.
It is 2 different states. The Central Valley is all red, and then the coast is all blue.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you looked at the map from this presidential election, it was majority red.
Yeah.
Like all over the country. And I think that shows you the majority of people, they want to go buy groceries and be able to feed their family. I think that's what I think. And I don't think it had shit to do with abortions and all that. I think it just simply had to do with people are sick of the inflation, the cost of living, food, and gas. I mean, them were the 3 things that I think people said, well, look, fucking 4 years ago, my grocery bill wasn't this high, my rent wasn't this high, my power bill wasn't this high, and all that stuff adds up because you want to be able to save up so one day you can retire. But if you're spending more money and bringing in less.
And I don't see how people are surviving who were just making it 4 years ago. How's that possible?
Nobody is. That's why, if you look back in the day, a husband could work and a mother could stay at home, raise the kids, feed the family, and they only had to work one job. Yep. Now you got fathers working a day job, a night job, the wife's working, the fucking kids are working, that's to survive. And that's real. That struggle right there is real.
It was kind of a war on the nuclear family, I think.
It's
trying to wipe out gender. They're trying to,
Well, I ain't worried about none of that. You can be whatever you want to fucking be, right? I don't care. Like they make it out to be like, I don't got nothing against gay people, lesbian people, trans people. I love everybody. I don't care what your sexual preference.
People in my family.
I don't care what your sexual preference is. I had a gay uncle, right? I should have knew he was a gay when he was a hairdresser, right? But as a kid, they would never tell me he was gay. I don't know why.
My uncle was a hairdresser, and he opened the first big string of hairdressing places, became a multimillionaire.
Yeah, they would tell me my uncle, that's his friend. They didn't say that's his boyfriend. They would just say that's his friend. But he was a hairdresser. You know what I'm saying? That was my mom's brother.
My uncle was a hairdresser.
Uncle Johnny. Right, Uncle Johnny. So, and he was, as I got older, I realized, hey, he's a gay man. He's super gay too, like flamboyant gay.
Yeah.
I didn't just, as a kid, you don't know it. They just don't want to, your parents don't really want to get into a sexual conversation with a kid anyway, so, but now it's a little more in your face, but I don't think people have a problem with people's sexual preferences. I know I don't. I don't care what you do in your bedroom.
I don't care what you do in your bedroom, but if you try to shove it down other people's throats, then that's not okay.
Yeah, I don't like that even in religion. When people try to push religion on you, I don't like anything being forced on me. Let me find out for myself. This is my journey in life. Let me have, and I think some people think that they're hated when they're really not. Propaganda.
They're not.
Yeah, like even people that are Republicans, like the LGBTQ thinks these people hate you. They don't.
No, they don't.
You're being lied to. People don't hate you for your sexual beliefs. They don't.
We love everybody.
Yeah, like no, I'm from Virginia. Hey, Tiffany. Yeah. I think the media lies to you. A lot of these celebrities feed you a bunch of bullshit, and people really believe that people are haters and racist, and when really they're not. So
what happened in this election was that the media has been spewing lies for so long, and the people just finally decided enough was enough.
yeah, you know, when I was young, I thought everything the news told you had to be
Yeah.
true. I didn't know they could just straight lie, and that only a few people controlled the media outlets and the
Yeah.
news, and they could just say whatever the fuck they wanted to say, no matter if it was true or not.
You know it's fake when every news station in the whole planet has the same talking line that day.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true. And I mean, like I said, you know, all the media that we consume out here on the mainstream is owned by a handful of people. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can count on your fucking fingers, right? You got all these news channels, but they're all owned by the same 4 people.
Yeah. Well, mainstream media after this election, I believe, is dead. Unless they start telling the
Well,
truth.
what they did is they opened a good door for alternative media. You
Well,
know,
we've
these
already been eating their lunch.
you yet even worse now, they're losing out their ass because their ratings have dropped and people are tuning into different things to get their information.
That's right.
So and like it's a learning experience even for me, because like I said, as a kid, I thought they had to tell you the truth. I didn't know that the media was controlled by the CIA and shit. You know, not to get into conspiracy, but it is, right?
Yeah.
It's controlled by the damn CIA.
But they were a lot better back then.
I guess, yeah.
But they weren't as bad as they are today, but they were still.
I don't know. There was a lot of things going on even back in the day. If you start talking like Waco and Ruby Ridge and
oh my God, Ruby
all
Ridge,
that stuff, Oklahoma City bombing and all the stuff that transpired because our government was so bad, right?
Yeah.
That is like, and you got to see it like before, and you think it was bad then. What about before we had like 24-hour news channels? How much stuff the government was getting away with?
Right.
Even back to Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
So it's been going back. So corruption has been so bad for so long. And then when the media came around to where you were getting, you know, mainstream media or 24-hour news, you really got to see it in some of these certain events that took place.
Like you remember the Bay of Pigs?
Yeah. Some people say that's why John F. Kennedy got killed.
John F. Kennedy got killed because he wasn't going with the program.
Oh, I know. He took money from the mob. He should have never did that when he let Lyndon B. Johnson run with him. Mob money. He didn't have the money to become the president. He got in bed with the devil.
Kennedy did?
Yeah, that's what I believe. He took mob money, and that's why we end up with the nightclub dude shooting Jack Ruby.
Yeah, Jack Ruby didn't last long.
He shot Oswald. Why did he shoot Oswald? Why did he want to?
Oswald was a patsy set up with the CIA.
Yeah, there's something to it. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely something to the assassination. I think most Americans believe there's some kind of conspiracy involved in the John F. Kennedy.
I think RFK Jr. would like to find out.
And then his brother, right?
Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, that man is cursed. Cursed.
That name.
I would not want the name Kennedy. That's one name that I wouldn't want attached to me. I swear, I believe the name itself is cursed.
Oh my God!
And it's so horrible to watch.
It's been good hanging out with you.
All right, Bab, you out?
Yeah.
All right, be good.
Worked too hard and it was not sleeping well the last 3 nights, and then I just slept 17 hours straight. I don't want to start that again.
All right, peace,
brother. Peace.
All right, good old Mab. Oh, from Virginia. Hey, Rose.
Hello, Dolly.
Oh, this ain't Rose. What's up?
Wow, this is Jody again.
Oh, Jody, you got the same area code, I think, as Rose.
You know what? I didn't want your friend to leave. Who is she?
The girl that was just on the stage with me?
Yeah, if I may ask.
That's Mab. It ain't a girl, it's a guy.
I know. What's his name?
Mab.
I mean, who is he?
Who is
a friend?
Yeah, Mab's been watching the show for a long time. When I used to do the panels, Mab used to come up here all the time with me, hang out with a bunch of people.
Oh, okay. I really like him. I like what he had to say.
Cool.
Women are going to hate me when I say this.
Oh, Lord.
But some studies have been done that what happened and why now everybody, the whole family has to work. The husband has to work, the wife, and they have to work multiple jobs. It used to be in like the 50s. The dad worked, went out. The woman stayed home with the kids. She didn't have to work. You had a house. You had 2 cars. Blah blah blah. Okay. Then the women wanted to work. Now that's fine. But then, and I don't know what happened in between. I've heard it, but I can't retain it. But now women have to work.
Yeah. Maybe they wanted that freedom in the beginning. You know, some women wanted to get outside the house and do things, be, you know, an equal, which, you know, I look at a woman that as an equal, you do things maybe even more important. Taking care of the kids, feeding the family. That stuff is important.
Yeah. Yeah. And there were, you know, women had certain jobs back then, and that's fine. But now, because of women's rights and because they wanted, you know, they threw a fit and everything in the 60s. Now the mother has to work. Now the father has to work.
But even if they hadn't have done that, let's say women decided, hey, I want to stay home with the kids and I want to, you know, take care of the house, which is a job itself, right?
It is, yeah.
You just ain't getting paid, but it's still a job. It's still a job, and it's a very important job because look at society now with kids raising themselves, no home training, none of that stuff.
Ready to say.
So
They're running loose.
Inflation made it to where kids are raising themselves. And that's a scary thing. You know, that is a scary thing. People don't have no respect. Young people don't have no respect for older people. You know, the people that carved a path for them, they're just like, fuck you, old man, get out of the way. You know, and that ain't how it should be. I grew up in an era where you respect your elders.
Oh, yeah. And I started working at 14 with a work permit. These kids now, they're in their 25, they don't want to work. They're not working.
I know. I tried to get a job when I was young. My mom wouldn't let me get a job. She was like, no, worry about school. You know, I'll give you an allowance, you know, but you are not going to work. You need to focus on your education. And she wouldn't let me get a job. I knew I was going to get a job at Burger King when I was a teenager. And she was like, nope.
Yeah. No, I did. You know, I did school. I graduated high school and I had little jobs here and there. And then I got my job when I was 18. And but that's why these kids are running around loose, no control over them.
Now, the day after I graduated, no, I actually did go to work in my senior year of high school. I was dating this girl, and her dad owned this company, and she was like, "You got to meet my dad and my mom, right?" So I go over to the house, and her dad is this crazy ass looking biker dude, long ass fucking ponytails, tattoos from his fucking neck to his fingertips. Right? Looked like he just straight got out of prison. Look, crazy looking biker dude, motorcycle gang guy, right? And I remember I'm sitting in the living room with him. He's real nice to me. Didn't really say nothing to me, but her mom was real nice to me. And then they get up and go in the other room for something. I don't know what it was. And he looks over at me. He goes, "You got a job, boy?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm still in school." He's like, "Well, to date my daughter, you got to have a job." And I was like, "Well, I ain't got no job." He was like, "What time do you get out of school?" And I was like, 2:30. He's like, "All right, I'll be there to get you." And listen, I swear to God, I thought this man was joking, right? I thought he was joking. So I'm walking out of school with my girlfriend in high school. It's 2:30, right? I give her a little kiss, and her mom's sitting there in a Z-Rock, right? She drives a Z-Rock. And she goes to run and jumps in the car with her mom. And right then I hear a horn beep. And right behind the car is her daddy in a work truck. He's like, "Come on." And I went to work with him. He was one of the nicest people I ever met in my life. Good guy, great guy, biggest
He
heart.
taught you some skills then.
Yeah, he owned a paint company, and he looked scary as hell, but he had the biggest heart of anybody ever. He's dead now, but he was the nicest guy ever.
Well, that's like what you were saying about you can't judge people by what they look like.
Oh yeah, but I did. I totally did. I was like, this dude looks like a fucking convict. Scary looking man, scary ass man. But he was a good dude. He was a good ass dude. He paid me fairly, treated me good. I remember when me and his father broke up, he gave me a raise.
Oh.
He was like, "I don't want you to quit. I'm gonna give you a raise. I was like, all right. I stayed working for the guy.
Wow. We need more people like that.
Yeah. That was my first,
But
and I didn't even want.
wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was kind of forced into that one. So
Uh-huh.
I went to
Oh,
work with
wow.
him till like 6 in the evenings, and then I went home.
Yeah. Well, the election, I think it was the economy, the wars, and the woke crap. People are sick of it. Like you said, you can be gay, you can be whatever you want. You can have whatever religion you want. You can have whatever, do whatever, marry a man, 2 women get married. But don't force it on me. Don't make me have to call a man she and say that he's having a baby and all that crazy stuff that the left wants to do. So that it was a referendum on the economy, wars, and crazy talk.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I
So
think the country has spoke, and and I want people on that side to know that people don't hate you. That's propaganda. Nobody hates you.
right.
We may disagree with you on some things, but we don't hate you. I see people talking about, I'm leaving the country. I'm like, damn.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, that's a little much right there. Okay, you better get a
Right.
passport because they ain't gonna let you into Canada without one. I learned that.
The ones who say that, they ought to go. And because I guarantee you, there's no better place.
Yeah, I
Those
wouldn't
people.
want to. I like America. I'm fine here. I mean, even when I did, if Carmela would have won, I wasn't screaming, I'm going to leave the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was just going to pay more for eggs. That was, it ain't that big of a fucking deal. How much does
And
it
I wanna
really,
see-
how much does the world really change other than little things? And not much changes no matter who's in power anyway.
It doesn't. And I'd like to see these people that say they're going to leave. I'd like to see which ones really do it.
They ain't going nowhere. They still sitting right in the same chair where they were talking that shit at.
Yeah. And about Canada having to have a passport, didn't that just happen after like 9/11?
I don't know. I just got a chance.
Because it used to be you didn't need to get one to go to Mexico or Canada.
Well, that's the closest I ever been to Canada, and I couldn't get in. And I was just
I'm
thinking,
sure it was
this shit
frustrating.
sucks, right? I was like, this sucks. But I've been telling PJ that we need to go ahead because I got to get my birth certificate, my social security card, because I got to get a real ID because they're going to start making you have that to fly. So I'm going to start taking care of all this. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever going to get a chance to go back to Canada, but I want to go somewhere. I don't know
But
where.
it would be nice to have it just in case.
Yeah,
I wish nice to have a passport just in case you happen to be somewhere and you can say, I want to drive an hour and go into Canada.
Well, you don't even if you're at Niagara Falls, you can literally walk into Canada.
So you can without a passport?
No, I mean it's close enough you can walk there. From Niagara Falls. When you're at the falls, you can walk to Canada.
Yeah, but you have to have that passport.
Yeah, they got a gate, and then the rest of it's that fucking rivers, unless you can swim across that river. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't try that. I wouldn't try that.
No.
So
a lot of people have died doing that.
So anyway,
okay, well, I just I really like your friend or whoever he is.
Okay,
your guest.
All right. Well, you have a good one. Stay safe.
You too.
All
Okay,
right,
you
peace.
too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe maybe it has been since 9/11. I've never been to Canada, and I had never been close enough to go to Canada. But when me and PJ went to Niagara Falls, you're in the water, and the Canadian side's over here, and the American side's over here, and the boats are passing each other. You wave at the Canadians, but you can't go over there, And then that made me really start thinking about the whole border thing. I was like, well, Canada protects itself. You just ain't strolling up in that bitch, right? Why don't we do that? And now I'm at the point to where I want to go to Canada. So I'm getting a passport. I'm getting my birth certificate. I'm getting a social security card, and I'm going to go there legally, right? I'm not going to swim across the fucking river to get there. You know what I'm saying? With my luggage on my back. That ain't happening, right? That ain't happening. And they don't want that to happen. So it's illegal. And I don't want to go to jail in Canada. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
Hey, it's Melcro from Pueblo, Colorado.
Hey, Melcro. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm glad the snow's over.
It's
Haven't seen this.
it's snowing
Yeah, I
there?
haven't. It was. I haven't seen the sun in like 3 days.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we got like good about 2 feet of snow.
God, it's been like unseasonably warm here for November. It's usually cold as shit, maybe a little bit of snow on the ground. But the days have been
Yeah.
like 70 degrees and stuff like that during the afternoon times. It was a little chilly today, but for the most part, the weather's been great here.
Must be nice. We've been hovering around freezing.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold now, but during the day it's really warm, and then at night it's starting to get a little chilly. But the weather's been great. I love this type of weather, to be honest. Usually my favorite month of the year is October, where you can wear a hoodie and it's warm during the day and a little chilly at night. That's usually my favorite type of weather, when it's not too hot and not too cold. And it's been like
Oh,
that
yeah.
for 2 months now, so I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I've been shoveling snow for days.
Yeah,
So I'm good.
I hate the freezing cold. I ain't gonna lie. I can take the heat, but I'm a cold natured person anyway, and so I get cold easy.
Oh yeah, I don't like the cold.
Like, I enjoyed
And-
Vegas. It was 125 fucking degrees. I actually would like. I usually don't like the smoldering heat, but it wasn't that bad. I was like, okay, this is better than being. I'd rather be sweating than being freezing cold.
This is almost paradise. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I enjoy the heat. I hate the cold. But I've been raised here in Colorado. So it's all I really know.
My buddy moved to Colorado. He came to me. He said, I got 2 choices of places to live. One was Hawaii and the other one was Colorado. And he chose Colorado.
We got, beautiful scenery.
Yeah, well, he
Like,
works
don't
at
get me wrong.
a ski resort or something.
Oh
Now,
yeah, like Aspen and
I don't know which
all
one he
that
works at,
Breckenridge.
but I think that's why he chose Colorado, is because he liked to snowboard.
Well, makes sense.
Yeah.
Good place for it.
I mean, myself, I'd have probably chose Hawaii.
Oh yeah, me too.
If I had to choose between those 2 places, because he had a place to live in both places. He had friends in both places, and he was like, he chose Colorado. And I was like, okay. He plays in a cover band, and he works at some ski lodge or something.
Nice. Well, I was hoping to try to call in while Mab was on with you, but
Good old
I
man.
totally missed out. Yeah. I've been talking to him because his wife was sick not too long ago.
Yeah.
So I
Mrs.
was
Mab.
checking in on that. Yeah.
She's pretty awesome. She's way cooler than he is.
I bet. But the Delphi, I posted on PJ's channel, it's so wishy-washy. The whole investigation is just hogwash.
Yeah, I mean,
All of it.
there's just a lot of doubt. There's a lot of possibilities that it could be other people, and I hate to see a man go to jail when there's that much doubt.
Oh yeah, because it very well could not be him. There's so many other options that it could be.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Really, the trial they're having right there's not going to be justice. for
And the way
anybody.
they're treating him. He's innocent or proven guilty. That's supposed to be the thing in this country. Innocent or proven guilty. But if they got you shackled up like Hannibal Lecter and stuck you in prison before you even been found guilty, that sounds like you're guilty to proven innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they proved he's innocent, but they damn sure hadn't proved he's guilty.
Yeah. And pretty much it's been publicized that he's been tortured. And that's not how we're supposed to be.
If you haven't been convicted of a crime and somebody stuck you in a box and don't let you out for 13 months with no communication and stuck in a cell for 23 hours a day, I would say that's torture.
Oh yeah, and he's not going to be the same person. He doesn't have the same reputation. He's tainted all the way around.
If he is found innocent, if he is, and the jury does let him go, yeah, he's screwed. But if he does, he's going to turn around and sue the state.
Oh yeah, like that's the only benefit he's going to have.
Yeah, he'll be rich after this. If they don't convict him, he's a rich man. He ain't gonna have to worry about going back to CVS ever again and working. He'll be rich because he'll win a
Yeah.
lawsuit against the state, especially the way they've treated him.
Oh yeah, like it makes me sick to my stomach how he's been treated.
Now,
and how
if he's guilty, he probably deserves worse. But that's
Well,
if.
yeah.
That's the big if, you know.
Oh yeah, he shouldn't be getting that treatment yet.
Yeah, he shouldn't be
That
getting
should
it.
be
Once he's
coming.
found guilty, yeah, it should be coming and not already. That's the problem
Mhm.
with the whole thing is you look like you're torturing the man. There's not really good. You have no DNA. You have no eyewitness. You have really nothing that we're used to hearing people get convicted because of. You don't have none of that. They had more shit
yeah.
on O.J. Simpson than they had on the Delphi killer, right? So
Oh my goodness! Like, thank goodness I'm too young to really remember the
OJ, I remember
Simpson trial.
OJ good. I remember him trying to put the glove on like this. Like, who the hell puts their hand in a glove with all their fingers spread wide open? Usually you ball your hand up and slide your hand in and put your fingers in it. And he was trying
Yeah,
to put
it's so ridiculous. I'm all like, that is bull crap. Like, I don't know how that like got away
and they tried to blame it on
everything.
They tried to blame it on a racist cop when OJ is whiter than most white people, right? And I couldn't believe it. It was like it showed you how bad the justice system was really fucked up. You know, that's what I learned from OJ. We have a broken system.
Oh yeah, I'm only 38 years old, so like I was pretty young when that trial happened, but like, you know, I've seen all the replays and just all the charges he has gotten throughout the years.
That's what got me into
it's all
court.
like, really?
That's what got me into court TV was the OJ Simpson trial.
Yeah.
So and then you know it's like when all the media wanted to interview me over the Georgia stuff, the only one that I did the interview with was Court TV because I had liked Court TV so much during the OJ trial, so I wanted to be on Court TV just so I could say I had something in common with OJ.
My mom was always watching Forensic Files on the ID channel. Yeah. So I was kind of raised with true crime.
I got you. That's hell. At least it got you watching it. All right. Well, look, you be good. You stay safe. It was good talking to you.
You too, Dolly. Thank you.
All right. Peace. All right. So I just want to touch in with you. You know, we were a little off topic tonight. So if you tuned in for true crime, I apologize. Right. I totally apologize to you tonight because we talked aliens. But in the future, right, coming up here shortly, we will have our true crime segment like we do nightly. But then when I come up here late night, we're going to have different topics like parallel universes, Bigfoot, El Chupacabras, UFOs, you know, shit that's going on in the news. We'll be talking about celebrities. We'll be talking about a bunch of different things probably late night. But I am going to have it, you know, my I usually do 2.5 hours when I do true crime, or 2 hours, rough about 2 hours. So you'll still get all the true crime from me daily, right? We're going to do, you know, during the day, we'll do true crime. Well, I don't know exactly what time frames we're going to do what, but these late night shows that I come up here, I want to talk other things than true crime. All right. So I'm going to probably do true crime earlier in the day. And then late night, we're going to start talking about some of these crazier topics. And, like, I think a lot of you guys enjoyed some of the stuff we talked about tonight. If you did, press 1. If you didn't, press 2. Let's just take a little vote. Did y'all like a little bit of the crazy stuff tonight other than just straight true crime? If you just want true crime, you can put, you know, 1, you liked it, 2, you didn't. You ain't gonna be scared. If you didn't like it, you can be like, I don't like that shit, Dolly. Okay. Steve, thank you, Steve. I see some ones. Let's see who hated it. Come on, be honest. If you didn't like all the, you know, the alien talk and you can be honest. Don't worry. I ain't gonna be mad at you. Hell yeah, I loved it. Okay. Yes, loved the show tonight. One. Okay, so you know, when you see some things up here that's not true crime, understand that we're just trying to expand. We're still going to bring you the best in true crime, okay? And when I do my true crime, I'm going to stay on topic in true crime. But then late nights, of course, we'll start expanding on some of the crazy topics and some of the things. And some of you guys can bring topics that you want to hear discussed here. So it don't just have to be true crime anymore. It can be alien abductions, alien implants. Okay, Turtle Gang, I love your face too, Turtle Gang. Thank you. No aliens. But I mean, it can be any topic y'all want to discuss within, the realm of possibilities. So it don't have to be the Delphi killings or Brian Kohlberger or Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells. It can be, different topics. It could be alien implants. It could be future technologies. It could be quantum computers. It could be P. Diddy and his lube, right? It can be whatever you guys, whatever topics we choose for tonight. And then once we start talking those topics, we're going to try to stay on those topics. You know how tonight we kind of jump from aliens to the Nephilim to whatever we choose, we're going to talk that topic and try to stay on that topic because that's what the show will be about. And then sometimes we'll just have it says open discussion tonight, but true crime open discussion. It won't say that. It'll just say open discussion. And on those nights, we'll talk about whatever the caller wants to talk about, whoever hops up as a panel guest, whatever they want to talk about. So it'll be a lot of different things coming up here. So make sure you tune in. Hope you enjoy it, right? And I'm going to go kick back and grab me something to snack on, watch me a little bit of I'm on my last season of Blacklist. Okay, I seen somebody say they were watching Blacklist. Awesome show. You ain't watch it. But I'm going to go watch a little bit of TV before I got to crash out. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some actual true crime. Okay, I didn't really I started with true crime, but got way thrown off. Your dad looks like a real legit Bigfoot. Okay. It happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Right. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. Leave some comments about what you thought about tonight. And here's my question for you guys in the comment box. Do you like the new direction that I'm thinking about going in? But remember, I'm still going to bring you your true crime. I just want to add different stuff late at night. Maybe from 12 o'clock on, we talk, different things instead of just it being true crime. Let me know in the comment box down below after this video ends. Make sure you give it a like. And I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Peace.